suffer fools, and he never took no lip. And after serial killers, Aaron, then he came, and he saw some shit he said.
What up, people? How we doing? Hi, my name's Corey. Hello. Here we go. Boom. Did we do it right? Boom. Oh God, that might be my worst camera spot ever. Oh my God, there we go. Perfect. How's it going, guys? My name's Corey. Welcome to TwitchTok. Yeah.
The U.S. Bank Stadium is plenty to hold.
We got,
hopefully.
Sound
So
muted.
we got Steel Toe on. We're gonna simulcast, so we're gonna listen in a little bit. Shh. What up, K-Fallen the Great? How you guys doing? Hi. We got a good show for you tonight. Yeah, there's gonna be less tech support for whoever wrote that on the Steel Toe. So.
All right, we've got 3 minutes left, and right now Corey Adam is joining us.
What up?
We can make this a regular thing at the end of each show because Corey Adam is live on Twitch at the moment.
Yeah.
Twitch.tv/Corey Adam Comedy. And Corey, of course, has moved his show to 10 o'clock in the morning, Monday through Friday, instead of doing them at night because, you know, comedy kind of slowly coming back. Corey's now going to be on at 10 o'clock. And 10 o'clock until what? You go 3 hours?
Yeah. The show's 3 hours, so it's 10 to 1.
That's way too long.
I mean, don't you do 4 hours?
Yeah, 4.5, but who's counting?
Oh, so
well,
mine's too long, but yours isn't long enough.
But it's just you.
Yeah.
Do you have anyone on with you today?
No, never. It's just me. In
Oh.
the trenches, baby. But I gotta say to the listeners, not only should you be listening to this, but tonight's Steel Toe Corey show, like I was almost cry laughing as I was putting it together.
Is this the one that you didn't get to do last week?
No, I'm just gonna skip that one because I thought it was fun to get you annoyed, and now it's not topical. This one's gonna be just. I'm not even gonna give any spoilers, but it's pretty good.
What's it about?
Nope. Gotta see. 6 p.m. Steel Toe show, baby.
All right. And then, oh gosh, so you do this one from 10 to 1. So yesterday I saw you have this big audience. You had a big reach for your debut, and you were doing like tech support on your Discord server.
Yeah, I just had to get the Discord stuff out of the way because now whenever anybody asks, I can point them to that episode, and I never have to bog it down again.
Yeah, don't ever do that again. You had this audience ready to go. They were there for you, and then you're like, all right, so now we're going to go through. It's like you were doing walking them through a Bob Ross painting.
Are you trying to tell me that our audience isn't tech savvy?
I'm trying to tell you that doing tech support on the air is kind of boring.
Yeah, but it's like you do this sometimes too with the listeners when they ask you a question a bunch of times. It's like now I have it listed out somewhere and I can be like, here's the link, leave me alone.
Yeah, here, do this and stop talking to me about it.
And I honestly, ideally I would have done it before I moved to Dayside, but I just, I had to get it out of the way because the Discord is a large part of how the audience takes, how I take calls, basically.
Okay. I need to do a quick sound check because I need to make sure you can hear Star Riser and St. Cloud Superman tomorrow. Oz, can you say something? Yo. Can you hear Oz?
I can only hear him in the background. I can hear him off your mic.
Uh-oh. We're going to have to figure that out for tomorrow.
I cannot wait to watch you die remotely.
I'm going to do something else. Hold on real quick. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so 2 works, 4 doesn't. Let me try one more thing. Can you hear this?
Yes.
Okay, so you can hear 3, 1, 2, and 3.
So for the record, no tech support, but audio checks on air, okay?
Yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock. We're done. You were doing it at the beginning.
You should host the channel.
I don't know how.
Oh, all right. All you have to do is go into your channel, type /host, and then I'll show you something.
Does it screw up my numbers?
No, it does nothing. All it does is it just views me, but it doesn't do anything to your numbers. Like I host that wrestling channel when I'm not on the air.
Does it hurt your numbers?
No.
All right, well, then in that case, this sounds like a real low-risk thing for me to do. All right, we got to get the heck out of here. Oz, thank you very much. And you get the day off tomorrow.
Yeah, what the heck? How does that work out? Oz,
well,
Oz, you're being outsourced. This is Oz. Oz, this is the first step in Aaron's girlfriend getting your job. Be warned.
I'm taking Friday off, so I'm making sure everybody gets a day.
Attaboy.
That's all. All right, we're going to go. Corey, you have fun doing your show.
I will indeed.
All right, we will talk to everybody tomorrow.
Goodbye. All right. That was that. Little bump Aaron's a bitch. I don't know. Sure, maybe. Who cares? Haha. All right. Now that that's over, you guys, we're going to talk some hardcore tech support. Just kidding. If you want to join in on the show, feel free to go over to the Discord. If for some reason you're having trouble or don't know how to use the Discord, don't worry about it. There's a whole episode yesterday that you can go over there. So, hi, how's it going, guys? I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of dragging ass today. My body's not used to these early mornings, and I know for you guys that's gonna be fucking hilarious to say because you guys, a lot of you have been up since 5. Oh, it gets up really early. Let's see. Let's get caught up on the whole chatterbox here. Yeah, okay, so here we go. We're gonna start over here. You know what? I'm even gonna turn on the alert boxes, so have fun with that. We got some sound effects going on. Oh, shit. Yeah, it's gonna be a good day. We're gonna bring this back up. There we go. There we fucking go, baby. Yeah. All right. Remember to go over to the Discord. Like I said, we're not going to go over it. So, for those of you that were here yesterday and saw me do that tech support shit, I'm sorry. Like, I get it. That's not very interesting. But you got to understand from my point of view, I have to have it there. Because now whenever anybody fucking asks me, and trust me, they fucking do, I can just be like, yo, here's this stupid tutorial that fried my stuff, man. Get it on. So yeah, we got a really weird show for you today. Let's do the chat and then we'll roll in. These the tempo of these ones are really weird for me right now because again, this show used to be on at night. Comedy is starting back up and I can't do it at night anymore. So I have to do it during the day. So I figured I'd just go right after Steel Toe, do the old Monday through Friday thing, and then tonight the Steel Toe Corey show will be over at the Steel Toe Show channel, so don't forget to get that. All right, let's catch up with you guys. Here we go. This is the big old roll down of the chat. Here we go. Yeah. Welcome to TwitchTok, by the way. I don't know if I said that. The logos are all over there, like up there and up there. Here we go. All right. Ugh, man, it's too early. I don't know how you guys fucking work in the day. Hopefully this gets better. Hi, Tom. Yep. Hello, whatever Tom this is. Oh, also, fun thing for the Discord audience. Nightbot, I put all of the Nightbot commands in as me6. So in Discord, you can do all the exclamation point hi Toms and all the little weird shit we're used to here. So that's kind of rad, right? All right. Here we go. Producer Mikey says you're not going to get rage yell at me today. I don't know, man. If you're annoying, I'm going to get mad at you. That's what I always do. I'm pretty consistent with that. I try to, this mic isn't, oh, look. We got the pop filter we're not using. We're all kinds of not on it today. That's the thing. These early days, man. All right. Perfect. I'm ready for your shit. Yeah, thanks, buddy. Mikey 2 Milks. Yep. Aaron told me to come here. I'm a little bitch, so I listened Aztec of some. All right. Well, you know what? At least you own your bitchdom. I respect that. It's not, it's not really being a cuck unless you admit to it, right? Good for you. What the fuck are we listening to? What do you mean? You talking about the sound or the fucking TeamSpeak? Let's see. Crap. Watch it. Corey, not like non-subscribers. Watch it. Oh yeah. No, I don't know. Here's the thing, Mikey. I don't mind non-subscribers. If you're not subscribing, that's awesome. I'd love you to stick around. I'd love to earn your sub. I'd love to earn that from you. But what I hate is when people come here and they want me to like cater and form the show around them. Now, if you subscribe, you're helping me out. And truth be told, during all this fucking COVID shit, this Twitch channel was like the only thing that kept me afloat financially. So I'm really grateful for the people that donate, and I don't have a lot of time for the people that don't. And if you're just getting here, like if this is their first time, I know a lot of people from the Steel Toe, you weren't able to listen because I was on at night, but now we're on during the day, so you can. But don't expect me to just fucking lick your balls, man. I don't care. And if you're going to be annoying, I'm going to yell at you. That's just what it always has been. It's not inconsistent. It's not anything else. Calm the fuck down. Let's see here. I want to see if I enjoy this channel as much as Steel Toe before I subscribe. See, look at that. Crap 0715. That's not a bad viewpoint. He wants to get some value for his money. I get that. That's fine. It's great. I like it. What is going on with this alert box, though? Huh? It's not really alerting, is it? All right, hold on. Let's see if we can. A lot of the show we be editing on the fly, baby. Yeah. All right. Hey, sexy boy. Hey, K. Fall in the grade. Hey. Mikey, what up? 2 Milks. Hi. Change your name, Milk. Why? Mic up, please. Like right now, is it still? There we go. Yeah. Hello, whichever time it is. Oh, good. Mike's here. Jen. Wow, Aaron sounds like shit. Yeah, so funny thing about that, like you guys heard how weird he sounds, like how robotic and shit. That's how he sounds. Oh shit. Too early for cardio, baby. Oh god, that was. I'm winded now. That's whew. All right. Yeah, no. So if you were listening earlier when I was on it, that's what TeamSpeak always sounds like on this end. I don't know why that is, but there's no fidelity on the receiving end. But the people that hear you over the radio and stuff, it sounds way better. Oh, so that's kind of cool. I can't hear Aaron or Corey, and Aaron's blowing my ears out. Yeah, that's TeamSpeak, man. That's every Thursday when I work at home. That Victor guy, yeah, fuck yeah, get them emojis, baby. Rusty Grandma, the radio is 3-4 seconds behind Trippy. Yeah, that happens to me sometimes when I have Twitch on and I'm listening because it'll log back a little bit. Citizen Minds here, what up? The great now. It's great now. I like it now. Oh, cool. Yeah, thanks. Aaron better hook up the dump button or we will have a rest of it. Yeah, tomorrow is going to be nuts. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to watch him die on air. And that's, so what I'm going to try to do with this show, and I always like to bounce it off you guys because you guys are the ones that support and you're here all the time. But what I think we're going to do a lot of the times is the opening like few minutes of this show are going to be kind of a recap of what we experienced. And a lot of the times I'm not going to be up for the whole show, you guys, but I do wake up around 8:30 or 9 now. So I will be listening to the last hour at least so we can talk about all that shit. Like, that's totally fine. King Kong's Dong said Aaron's a bitch. Yeah, that's probably true. Mikey Two Bucks, don't do tech support on the air. Also, Aaron, let me do some tech support. Yeah, right? How funny was that, right? Don't do tech support. Then, all right, let me get a sound check. But here's the thing. Tomorrow is going to be crazy. I'm excited for tomorrow. And tomorrow is going to be weird because that's my long day. Like, I have to get up at 6, do that show, and then do this show afterwards. So Wednesday, which will be Thursday next week, it's going to get long. So this is going to be really weird. Let's see here. I don't really like him. Yeah, you don't, do you, Mikey? That's true. Crypto Trucker says, fuck, fuckity, fuck. Yeah, fuck. Cyrus DeVirus says, Poirier or Hooker? Man, I don't know, but I am excited. That's one of those take my money, please. Like, I think, like, I really like Poirier, and I feel like he's going to take out on Hooker all the time that Khabib beat his ass, but Hooker's a beast, and he's younger, so I don't know, man. I want to go Poirier, but I kind of feel Hooker. I know that's kind of a flip-floppy, weird way to do it, but that's just how it is. How are the rankings? What do you mean, rankings for what? Inside Discord or inside here? What are you talking about? I need King Kong Dong. Which rankings are you referring to? What is today's tech topic? Today's tech topic is Mixer. So we'll have a little bit of Mixer talk lately. And we're going to start formatting this show a little bit more heavy. If you're a fan of the show, so the way I get a lot of questions from the Steel Toe people yesterday they came here, all bitching about the tech support at the front. Again, I'm sorry about that. That's nothing I can do. Discord is super fun. I caught a Pokemon. Yeah, no, you, Mikey, and Yeti Flyer are catching all the fucking Pokemons. There's games, there's an arcade, there's a room where you guys can jump in and talk to me. I mean, Discord is gonna be, again, it's where the show happens, and it's a really fun hang for even when you're not. I'm gonna put that link again, and if you have any trouble with Discord, don't forget to go back and watch episode 66, which is basically a Discord tutorial. We're not gonna do that today, but you know. And everybody's mad at me. They're like, oh, don't do it. Like, whatever, right? Who cares? Let's see. Discord link. Yeah, so if you type, well, you're not subscribed, Jeremy Jetplane, but if you subscribe on this channel, we have a thing called Nightbot, and Nightbot can give you all the notifications you want with an exclamation point. So you go exclamation point Discord, the bot will tell you. You can also type in exclamation point Venmo, and the robot will advise you to go over to my Venmo at Corey Adam Comedy or my PayPal at CoreyAdamComedy@gmail.com and donate anything you can. Every little bit helps. We also have on the Discord an on-air room that you can come in and talk to me. We've got a bunch of people in there right now. It looks like, Mikey Two Milks is in there. We got Yeti Flyer and Driveway Dildos. So that's kind of fun. Let's just keep going down and catching up here. What is Discord? Cyrus DeVirus says. So Discord is like, I don't know how you explain it. I guess IRC, but that's too old. It's its own platform that you can customize. And what we've done on ours is I put alert pages so you know when certain streams are going live. And then it's got a bunch of forum talks. So like you can talk about MMA, you can talk about tech, football. I mean, anything you want. If you see a category that you think should be there, you can make a suggestion. And then it also has voice chats. So you can, like, if you want a game, I don't know how many people are gamers, but if you want a game, you can game with your friends on there. And then we also have music channels so you can listen to music. And then we also have an arcade. So it's a very involved ordeal, the old Discord. But it's an easy way for me to control the content as far as I don't know if you guys know this, but like I'm a libertarian, and if you're peddling any kind of conservative view, no matter what it is, Facebook and Twitter are banning and suppressing you quite a bit. Like I've had 3 or 4 things taken down. I've been suspended days, and I just got sick of it. And I just said, you know what, fuck Facebook. And so I'm going to be moving most of my stuff over to Discord because I get to be the moderator there, and I don't have to worry about any kind of censorship or any kind of that. And I don't like to bitch about stuff. Like a lot of people, when Facebook does something like, oh, that fucking Facebook, they do this, and this, like, then just leave. You can always leave. You don't have to worry about it. You can fucking leave. Just go. Fucking do it, man. And I think a lot of people get stuck in the whole like, oh, they can't do this, but it's fucking, it's an ordeal. All right. I hope that answered your question, Cyrus DeVirus. Tanner Spanner. Anyone else hardly hear Corey? I think I fixed it, but if it's still wrong, let me know. It's fine. The settings are all whack because of TeamSpeak, so I had to do that. Nothing I can really do about it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing I can really do about that, okay? I'm sorry. Let's see here. Oh, we're getting caught up on this chat, baby. Morning, Corey. Giving you another shot today. Hoping for a great show. Oh, yeah? You didn't like yesterday's or something? Or you came in and you didn't like it? Today's great, man. You're going to have fun. Again, I just want to say, honestly, to everybody, if you came over yesterday and got bored by the Discord and left, I'm sorry. I understand it. What you need to know is that I get asked the same questions 8,700 million fucking times, and now with that video, I can just be like, oh, it's there. And ideally, I would have put that video out before we switched to days. I didn't necessarily have to do that my first day here, but I wanted to make sure people could interact with the show because that's a large part of what we do here. And I will have guests and stuff. Usually I have a lot of guests. Today and yesterday were very bleak. Again, this whole time shift is fucking everything up. All my friends are comics, and trying to get them up at 10 a.m. just doesn't work out the way you want it to, you know? It's nothing you can do. So thank you so much for giving me another chance. I will try not to bore you with tech stuff. Just understand that this Discord is something that's going to be a very intricate part of this channel. So you're going to hear it mentioned a lot, but it will never, I don't anticipate it ever being like it was yesterday where it's just like an hour and a half of fucking boring shit. I get that. So it's fine. Oh, sweet. Thank you to the youngest renegade for following. Thank you. Super rad. All right, let's see here. We're just kind of Guar sucks. All right, well, Scoober, 2-month subscriber, you just got banned. Guar rules, dude. Guar is like the best band ever. How could you say Guar sucks? What sucks about them? They're rad. They got costumes. Are you fucking kidding me? Ugh, terrible take. And again, JJ's blood alcohol content. Thank you again for giving me another shot today. I really appreciate it. We're gonna have fun. This is gonna be a blast. And it's not going to be the weird-ass fucking tech support show that yesterday was. Again, it just had to happen. There's nothing I can do about it. Sorry. Let's see here. I'm fine. Just here, I'm fine. Okay. He's not Mikey. Yep, there's a Discord. Scoober's hosting me. Thank you so much. Producer Mikey, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, nobody cares. Beat me to it. Rusty Grammar. What did Rusty say? Uh-oh, Rusty's talking shit. Oh, yeah, nice. He did the Discord thing. Cool. King Kong said, I subbed immediately. True support. Yeah, you know what? King Kong Dong, you are a true supporter. I see you all the time. Oh, shit, here comes the money. Here we go.
Here comes the money. Money. Dollar. Here comes the money.
Oh, God.
Here we go. Money talk.
You'll also see.
Here comes the money.
Oh, yeah. What? Let me see if I can turn this up a little bit. There we go. Check. Oh, shit. That's blowing it up.
Here comes the money.
Bit by bit. All right. We're going to get caught up on this fucking chat yet, you guys. I'm getting there. C. Norris subscribed to Tier 1. Thank you so much. Super rad. Crap said, this is my first time. TwitchTok virgin. Well, all right. Come on in. Let's defile you with words. Welcome to TwitchTok, baby. Yeah. Ellie says welcome. Yep. Yeah, come on in. Here's the thing. If you're a Steel Toe listener and you are joining us for the first time,
Here we go.
Here we go.
Money talk.
I'm running out of cardio non-intensive dance moves here.
Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Yeah, all right. All right, let's see. JJ's blood alcohol content. Damn, sounds like you may actually have to work a full day tomorrow. Yeah, so that's the shitty part about this, that JJ, that I think is so funny, is I didn't think about that when I moved it Monday to Friday, but once I did, I was like, oh shit, man, Thursdays are going to be a fucking nightmare, March, because I literally go from 6 to 10 there, and then 10 to 1 here, so I will be on the air from 6 to 1 p.m. every Thursday, and it sucks, but again, like, the thing is that this, like, I feel like I have to go over this. It's a very weird thing, what we're doing right now, because the Steel Toe listeners are coming over, and I appreciate that. That's awesome. You guys have always been rad to me. A lot of the Steel Toe listeners have been listening for the past 3 months, because this is actually episode 67. 2 away, baby. And the thing about episode 67 is that we built this whole show with a whole crew of people, and so it's a really weird hang. I mean, it's fun. I like it. It gets real weird sometimes, and you guys will get used to it, man. All right. Oh, shit, we got a hype train already? What? Oh, shit. Hype train. I call it O2 donating bits. That's pretty rad. All right, we're at 51% of a hype train. Let's get it. Fuck yeah. That's this is the earliest hype train I've ever had statistically, because I've never upped this early.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Oh, shit. Here comes the money. Fuck yeah. Yeah, bitch. Aaron is strict. Aaron is strict. I don't know, whatever. What are your thoughts on Aaron's idea about the anniversary show and the other comics raising you during your time? Well, so you mean heckling, right? Oh, shit, we did it. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, Jeremy Jetplane. Thank you for the cheers. Fuck yeah. Awesome. Boom. Here's a gift. Fuck yeah. Did that one real quick. So, yeah, the anniversary, it's funny, the anniversary show thing, he sent out a mass text yesterday, Aaron did, and he was like, we're going to do this thing, we're going to heckle people.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here we go. Money talk.
Riot train! Grab your equipment, we're going to have a riot train after this. We're going off the rhythm.
Here we go.
Tom Michaud. I'm a fucking crackhead.
Here we go.
Tom
Money
Michaud.
talk.
Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Dollar bill, y'all! Oh, shit. Oh, shit, here we go! Doing it, baby! The real Satan Claus joining. Hype train. We're doing it. Here we go. We are kicking up. Where do we get to? Level 3 already. Fuck yeah, dude. This is rad. All right, we got another My Nuts Your Chin subscribe. That's fucking awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, see? It's a little bit better show when we're not just focused on tech support, huh? What I'm going to do is I'm going to change those. Boom. There we go. Did we do it? Did it happen? Yes. All right. There we go. Oh, shit. I lost the chat. All right. So somebody was asking me a gambling question. I was trying to pop out the chat, but it fucked up. So now all your comments are gone. If you had something I didn't address, pop it in the chat right now. We'll get back around to it. Somebody asked me if I gamble on MMA. I do. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Look at all these subs. Thank you guys so much. Fucking rad. Tanner Spanner with a sub. That's fucking rad. Level 4, here we come, baby. Yeah, somebody asked me. I do gamble on MMA. If you guys want, and I love MMA, and we're gonna be.
That would be cool.
Oh yeah, thank you. Let's see here. K Fallen Corey, don't change. We love the way you are. Gay. Oh yeah, what's that? Now is that a proposition? Are you gonna pay money? Is this how I get a daddy? How does this work?
Here we go. Money
Oh fuck yeah! Here we go. Level 4, baby. Keep that hype train going. We got 2 minutes and 41 seconds to get this hype train cranked, baby.
Here
Hell
we
yeah.
go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Boom, baby. Mikey writes, "Hi, Corky." I bet you did that on purpose, you piece of shit. Longtime commentator, first time listener. What's this show about? Yeah, this is a far left leaning
Here
podcast.
we go. Money talk.
Hi.
Here comes the money.
Oh shit! Anonymous gifter coming in. What the fuck? Hell yeah! Here we go. We're doing it. Are we gonna see our first daytime hype train? Seems like, bitches. Seems like. Here we fucking go. Yeah. Hell yeah. Look at that. An anonymous gifter, baby. Fuck yeah. That's awesome. I don't know who you are, but boom. I love you, Anonymous. And Anonymous cheerer. Willing to barter for a sub.
The money.
Here comes that money.
Money talk.
Here comes the money.
All right, we're closing off the alert box. Mikey's doing that 1-bit thing. I see you flooding. I see you. No, we got to leave it on. It's a hype train, don't we? God damn it. My own rules just worked against me. Fine, they're back on. God damn it. You're lucky we're in a hype train. Yeah, you are helping, Mikey. You are. It's fair. I'm listening while I work on headphones. All I hear comes the money over and over again. Yeah, that means we're doing good. If you stop hearing "Here Comes the Money," that means that I haven't made rent. But no pressure.
Apology accepted.
Whoa, shit. Here we go. Hype. I love that when it goes hype. Grab some tools. We're going to start a riot train. We're going to fucking do this shit. Is that pasta? We got a pasta emoji? All right. Cyrus DeVirus says, "Do you have a bookie? What, are you a cop? Are you asking?" I have a website that is based out of... Why aren't these alert boxes working now? Hold on. Let me see this. This should be working. There it goes. You know what we're going to do for this one?
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Yeah.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
I think we're going to go to the beach for this last stuff, bro.
The money. Here comes the money.
Yeah, look at that.
Here we go.
Oh, shit.
Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Hanging out at the beach, baby. Yeah.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money, baby. Beach money, son.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the
There we
money.
go.
Here comes the money.
All right.
Here
We
we
got
go.
3 minutes left to get through this level 5, baby. We're doing this. Here comes that money. Fuck yeah. Sidewalk turds. Oh, my God. Sidewalk turds might be my new favorite name. That's pretty great.
Here comes the money. Here comes the money.
Here we
Here we
go.
go.
Money talk.
Here comes that money.
The money.
Excuse me, bitch.
Here we go.
Here we go. Fuck yeah.
Comes the money.
My man. You are fake news.
Here comes the money.
Yeah,
Here
fuck
we
yeah.
go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
We can tag team them bitches. Yeah, that's true. You can. Here it
we
comes.
go.
Here we
Money
go.
talk.
Here comes that money, baby.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Here comes the money.
Yeah, fuck
Here
yeah.
we go. Money
Think you
talk.
ran out of thoughts. And the Santy Man. Mikey Two Milks. Sidewalk Turds. I think. Can we talk about how good the nickname Sidewalk Turds is? That's pretty
Here
great.
we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
That'll happen.
Here comes the money.
Here we
Get
go.
Discord out of the way.
Money talk.
Here comes the money. Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
What was wrong with my Discord, Wolfdrum? I think I fixed it, yeah.
go.
Jesus Christ, here we go. We got 1 minute left. Lean on those donations. If you got donations, if you got subs, if you got anything, lean into it. Here we go. We're almost done with this hype train.
Here we go.
It's coming.
Money
Fuck
talk.
yeah.
Here comes the money.
The link does work. I'll show you. Hold on. I'll show you how to do it. Give me a sec, though. We're just going to try to do this, okay? Yeah, I got this. Hold on. I got you, Wolftron. We're going to do this.
Money talk.
Let's go. Come on. We got 56 seconds left. Let's go. Lean in. Hype train, baby. Hell yeah.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Here comes
Mikey,
the money.
stop that.
Here we
Do it
go.
as one donation.
Talk.
Here comes the money.
There we go.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Seems like when you do that, though, you screw it up because now it's got to queue all your
Here we
ones
go. Money
before the 100. So now it might not register the 100 in time. You know what I mean? Like it's on your like third one.
Here comes the money.
So yeah, we're not gonna make it
Here we
because you
go.
did that, Mikey.
Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Yeah,
Here comes the money.
it's all good.
Here we go.
He didn't know. I just found out today, so
The money.
we're gonna take that off now. Okay. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I stand fucking corrected. They must all. I read that they don't do that. I don't think. Did we complete it? What happened there? Yeah, I might not know what I'm talking. Let's be honest, Mikey. When do I ever know what I'm talking about? I looked it up and it said that like so when you do that, it logs everything at the same time. Maybe they fixed it. So, yeah, whatever. Thank you guys. Yeah, we did win. We got some sweet emojis, including a sweet little pride shrug. So that's cool. So yeah. Don't be a Karen. Okay, let's go all the way back up and catch up on it. Oh shit.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Fuck yeah. All right, we're getting this alert box off. That's enough. Here comes the money for right now. We'll pop it back on later, but yeah. All right, let's go all the way back up before the hype train. Here we go. Cape on the Great. Yeah, don't change. We love you, gay. Good. Quirky. Funny. Yeah. Sandy said, I just got back to working. Haven't been paid yet. Anyone want to goof me a sub? Oh, gift her a sub. Yeah. And then I think you did get one, Sandy, or didn't? No, you didn't. King Kong says, should I be listening on Twitch or Discord? So for right now, dealer's choice. What I'm going to do is eventually I will have Discord set up so that it actually will pop in Twitch. So you'll be able to watch it over there in one location, I think. But I don't know. For right now, whatever. I'd say just do here. Karen Imolte says, I'm listening while I work on headphones. All I hear is, yeah, here comes the money. That's all I hear over and over again, too. It's pretty great, right? Mikey Two Mugs says, let me help you. Yeah, I don't need your help, Dad. I got this, but thank you. Just kidding. I need your help always. Corey Adam Blows says, you can always suck dick for rent per usual. No, that's what Twitch represents. A new year, new me. Instead of sucking dick for rent, I'm sitting here panhandling. Still feels like sucking dick, but who cares? Whoa, God, the lag. There we go. All right. Where are we going? Yes. Yes. Boom. All right. Cyrus Survivor says, do you have a bookie? I have an online site that's based out of Vegas that I wager. Here's something interesting for you guys. I know on Steel Toe, we don't get around to a lot of MMA talk, and Aaron will dismiss it as like podcast stuff, which can be right. If you guys want, we can do MMA stuff as like one of the days here and go over the fights leading up, and I can tell you what I want. And if you want, we can start tracking picks, and I can show you guys how I legitimately do pretty well at MMA. It is my belief that MMA is the easiest sport to bet on. So, and I can show you guys and explain all that to you if you want. Again, gambling is just for fun. Don't get me arrested or whatever. Otsu, did we win the hype train? We did. Thanks to Mikey's 1 bits at a time, we won the hype train. And we won it while I was bitching at him because I'm an asshole. Mikey, I love you. I'm wrong. You're right. Don't let it go to your head, kid. Petrie17 said, I was asking if you use DraftKings to gamble on MMA. You should definitely try it. Yeah, I mean, I can look. I have a website that I use that the guy that runs it is a buddy when I lived in Vegas I've met. So I've gone off the same site forever. So I'll probably still just keep going there. K Fallen the Great says, I will slurp stanky clam juice for subs. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know. At least half a bottle of Clamato, maybe. I mean, is that what this is going to do? This is going to devolve into some kind of like stunt boy radio? I mean, I'm okay with that. That's fine by me. Let's fucking do it. Here comes the money. Yeah, that was a lot of here comes the money. Mikey, we can tag team bits, bitches. Yep. Listen on Twitch. Forgot to mute Discord. Yeah, hearing me twice. That'll happen. I'm in your head, bro, and echoing. Definitely got to fix the intermission screen. It's not always intermission. Yeah, so the intermission screen you see above me, it's this theme that you can get. Like so they come out with themes, right? Like here's the gameplay theme. Whoa. Social media theme. Wow, why was that so far up on my ear? Look at that. Hi, guys. I'm Corey's ear. How are you? Like how you can see part of my wall. Look, there's a little bit behind the scenes. That's without the camera. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different things. But I really like, the reason why we use this one is I really like the Be Right Back screen, which I never use. The starting screen. And then the ending screen. I love those. And the intermission screen is really nice too. I like the background busy, but yeah, the intermission sucks, but who cares? I guess I could just put something over it, but I kind of like it. Kind of makes people mad too, which is great. Okay, Wolftron, how are you? Let's see. The link you shared didn't work yesterday from Facebook. For the Discord, it did. Did you do it right? Do you guys care? Can I do a little tech support real quick? Can I help Wolftron with this fucking thing? Is that okay? Or are you guys going to flip out? If I help him with Discord, am I going to lose like half of you like yesterday? Maybe I just won't put it on the screen. Keep it going, Mikey. Cheer Nada. I like Cheer Nada. Let's see here. Mr. Approachable says, well, the song isn't going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the week. Oh, no. Here comes that money. Which song are you referring to?
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money,
Dollar.
I couldn't imagine what song you were talking about. This is getting aggressive. Yeah, it gets aggressive when the hype train's around, doesn't it? You were saying, yep. So you completed it, yep. I'm not going to lie. This is a tad annoying. What's a tad annoying, Millisecond? The hype train? It's hype train. When is hype ever not annoying? The definition of hype is like to like yell and whatever. So that's pretty cool. Choo choo, yep. Dear Jeebus, yep. Cash money, yo. So he says, Corey, don't be a cunt. All right. JJ's Blood Alcohol. Not sure if you've earned my sub, but I got way too caught up in the hype train. That's what we're talking about. I love that shit. If it wasn't for hype train subs, I'd have no subs at all, baby. Yeah. Mikey T. Milks, whenever I do something bad, you can yell at the other guy who claims my name. He takes the heat. I'll take the praise. All right. So which is the other guy, Mikey? So Mikey 2 Milks, whenever anything goes good, it's Mikey 2 Milks. All right. If it goes bad, it's the other Mikey. Steel Toe. How do you feel about the heckle rule for the anniversary show? No, I love it. I texted you. I was talking about that. So Aaron hit me up with the heckling thing. He wants to do the heckle thing. I want to heckle more than he'll allow us to. Because you were talking about like one voucher to heckle. I want like 17. I want like a constant flow of beer and people talking shit. I love that shit. But you've seen me at like, what was that fucking place we went? Tootsie's? One of the shows, Aaron and I went over to a small bar. I believe it was called Tootsie's. And we did comedy in front of about 15 people that did not want us there for a bucket that we passed. And then they paid for our beer. And they all enjoyed it a little bit eventually, begrudgingly. But yeah, that's how I feel. I love heckling. I love it. I actually, when I got hired at Acme, that my first night there, I told the bouncers not to kick out anybody if they're heckling me. And they said they had to. And I got really sad. I got an invalid invite when I tried. Okay, so Wolftron here. Mikey says no tech support. You know what? We're going to do this, Wolftron. So, Wolftron, try this, but do this instead, okay? Get the Discord app, copy and paste the link, and then put it back in. So, like, when you go to Discord, if you copy that and paste it into the app, that'll work. Because it does work. It just sometimes, if you're on a phone, sometimes the phone gets glitchy. And that's all we're going to talk. If you have any other problems with it, just hit me up on Facebook and I will get you in. So, pretty great. All right. I donated 100 bits. No money for me. What do you mean no money for you? What are you talking about, Minnesota Vikings? I love you. You know what? I'll even give you a skull horn, baby. Boom. Scubar 316 says, you're way nicer on here than on Steel Toe. I want Angry Corey back. Well, I'll get there. I mean, producer Mikey's been making me mad all day. We'll get mad. Don't worry. Don't worry. This show doesn't have as many Corey blow-ups, but they still happen. And I think the fact that they don't happen as often makes them a little bit more special when they do, personally. King Kong Dong, I won't have a problem with it if you buy me a beer at Shady's. Yeah, I'm down, dude. I'll buy you a beer at Shady's. Come get at me, dude. We'll do that shit. Crap 0715 says, we need more F-bombs. Well, fuck you. How about that? What up? Scubar, wait. Crap 0715, me too. You missed my sub during the hype train. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for anybody I missed subbing during the hype train. Thank you. Producer Mikey says, I'm your Huckleberry. Yeah, but you still aren't subbed. We had a fucking hype train. Is that what you guys want? You guys want me mad? Fine. Here you go. We had a hype train. You couldn't even jump in and play ball. And now you're my Huckleberry? Nah. Nah, baby. Nah. Nah. Yet, bitch. Nah. Now, bitch. Now. 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 Now.
Tom Michel. I'm the fucking crackhead.
All right. Let's see what's going on in Discord. Tuesday, what's up, buddy? Oh, shit. Hold on. I know what I'm doing wrong. Hold on. This is on me. I got this. I always forget about this, but now I know what it is. Boom. Tuesday, go.
Hey, what's happening?
Hey, what up, man? How are you?
Oh, not too bad. Enjoying the show?
Yeah. It's kind of weird to have it on Dayside, huh?
Yeah, it is. Well, it works for me because this is still part of my work day, so...
Yeah, that's pretty nice, right?
I'm entertained while I work.
I will say this. I hate getting up that early, but, like, it is really nice to be done at 1. You know what I mean? Like, I was done at 1 p.m. yesterday, and I was like, shit, I don't have to gravitate back towards my house at 7:30 to be there till 10:30.
Yeah. Yeah, I start my work day about 1:30 in the morning, so...
Jesus, what? Really?
End of my day, but,
What the fuck do you do at 1?
You don't want to know. But then I go to work.
Oh, yeah, all right.
No, I drive down to Iowa and back every day, so...
Really? I didn't know that. I thought you were like... Do you still do the bounty hunting?
No, I haven't done that in a while.
That's so cool. What's the coolest Ellie just said, you get to talk to my boyfriend before I've even had to this morning. She's a little bitter.
Busted.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Busted. Ellie, this is a different Tuesday. He didn't say Iowa. He said Dakota.
I live in Nebraska, and I don't know. I got nothing.
What do you do at 1? Like, what the fuck do you go do? Do you drive people around and shit?
No, 1, I actually start. I go from Cottage Grove down to Cedar Falls. I deliver down there.
Jesus, how far of a drive is that?
6 in the morning. Round trip, it's around 400 miles or so.
How come you don't do the bounty hunting anymore?
Honestly, it's fun work, it's good work, but it just wasn't enough to pay the bills. Look. They're fun, good working people,
but I need bounties to pay the bills.
Right. Well, you know, if you've got
You are fake
a big
news.
caseload, it's not a bad thing.
What's the craziest thing you encountered when you were bounty hunting? Ellie also says you're not allowed to bounty hunting. It's too dangerous. She doesn't want you to.
I, for the record, have never been shot.
But have you been shot at?
Not doing bounty work, believe it or not.
Wait, what? You've been shot at not doing bounty work?
Yeah.
Wait,
Years
it's
ago.
Jesus Christ. Okay, we need some stories here. All right, so tell me.
No, that was just.
That was just what? You're just gonna play it under? No, that was just that was a card game gone awry.
That was years ago. I had some bad driving directions.
Wait, what?
I had a very loud car in the wrong part of town, and somebody took not too kindly to my music.
Oh, that's great. I mean, like, I'm glad it's funny because you're fine. You know what I mean? Like, if you had been hurt or something, it wouldn't be as funny. But it is pretty great.
Yeah, no, it's
But I don't know who the fuck would fuck with you anyways. I mean, like, you are literally a mountain of a man.
Yeah, well, I mean, it doesn't exactly stop people from doing it, but it's not something that happens very often.
Did you now when you were a kid? Because this is the thing about you that I don't think a lot of people know. I'm sure Ellie knows that, and like the people that are your friends know that. But like, you're one of the more gentle giants that I've ever known. Like, when you were a kid, did you like fuck somebody up unintentionally? Is that how you get like that? Like, I feel like you're like you ever see Mice and Men? You're like fucking Lenny, you know? Like, you're not retarded, but you mean well.
Yeah, no,
that didn't come out. That didn't come out how I wanted to. It's supposed to be way more complimentary.
No, I get what you're saying, though. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm a big enough guy. I don't have to be an asshole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's just kind of always been my approach to things, you know.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I don't know. Like, you've always been real cool with me and stuff. You've been cool every time I've interacted with you. So, okay, I want to talk a little bit of bounty hunting.
You've never given me reason not to be. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Well, I mean, I met you through Brian, and you were always cooler than Brian, so I had to make sure that he knew that very directly in front.
Well, and be sure to remind him of that every chance.
Oh, and I do every time I see him. Every fucking time. So, all right, we need some bounty hunting stories. So tell me the craziest thing that you've encountered when you were bounty hunting.
Boy, I mean, I really didn't do it all that long. You know, I did a lot of the stuff. The files that I got were jumping bail for driving after revocation. I mean, like, just such a nothing bullshit charge that I. You know,
was it like such a bullshit charge that you kind of felt guilty going after him?
No, I mean, I still wanted to get paid, so I mean, it's not my fault that you didn't go to court. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you're still a capitalist. You're still trying to get you got to pay your bills and shit.
Right. I'm not.
Otherwise, they'll hire somebody to come after you.
Yeah, no, I mean, I never really passed judgment on whatever you did, your shit. But the reason that I had a job doing that is because after the fact you didn't go to court. You know what I mean? You got bailed out, and whatever you did, that's on you. Great, but then you didn't go to court, and that's why. I just
see you in like fucking what the fuck is that Harrison Ford movie with where he's the prison, like he's on the run, or Fugitive. I just see you like some guy like, I didn't do this, and you're like, I don't care.
No, well, yeah, pretty much, man. I don't care, but you did skip your court date. That's why they sent me. So
JJ's blood alcohol content says he's curious on how much you rake in for rounding up bail jump. Like, how much does a bail jumper pay?
Well, typically the way that it's set up is, you get arrested for, I don't know, something like maybe Corey, you get arrested for indecent exposure. I'm sure that's time, right? So
hey, I resemble that comment.
Then they set an arraignment for you. They say, okay, we're going to set your bail at I don't know, $100,000. Once you contact a bail bondsman, it's usually 10% of the total bail, so 10 grand, and of that, once you
Did you say
get
10
bailed
grand?
out,
You
they
cut
say,
out. So
okay,
10
here's
grand?
your next court date, and it's 10% of whatever the overall bond is.
Oh, so if
So
it's
if they
10
say,
grand,
okay,
it's 1 grand for you.
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
That seems
So-
low to like rake up people. Like, you know what I mean? To like go in and actually like have people like rounding up people. That seems super low. You would think it'd be more than that. You know, like
Well-
you see, everybody I think thinks every bounty hunter is Dog the Bounty Hunter, you know?
Oh no, I mean the thing is basically like when I was doing it. I mean most of the stuff was, you know, the bail that you actually pay is 10% of whatever the judge sets for your bail, right?
Sure.
So you go to a bail bondsman on $100 or $100,000 bail.
What up, Zuddles?
You got to put up 10 grand to get out, and once you don't show up for court, then that bondsman is on the hook for that full 100 grand. And so that's when they send out the bounty hunters to try to, you know, once they get you back in the system, then they're not on the hook, and they'll pay you 10% of whatever their fee was. So on say 100 grand, you know, you put up 10 grand, you don't go to court, and I come after you, I'm going to get $1 grand of that. But a lot of the stuff is the everyday kind of stuff, driving after revocation.
Yeah.
You know,
Doesn't that,
simple
like, did that
assault,
make you-
probably shoplifting, shit like that is
Did
going to
that-
be a real
like-
small amount. So
But
we
that
have
has
like
to
a
like that has to
guaranteed
be
minimum.
conflicting for you, I would think. Like that has to be because like these are, I mean, obviously I know you're in it to get paid and whatever, but I mean like some of that is just some like whack ass bullshit to send somebody after. You know what I mean? Like oh,
It
you
is.
shoplifted some candy, didn't show up to jail. Now you've got fucking like Dog the Bounty Hunter on you.
But here's the thing: is that like, no, I totally get what you're saying, and I never had that like moral conflict with it because again, like I don't really care what you did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, you've
You're
always
down on hard
kind of
times.
like one of the things I always like
Well-
about you is you've always let people be themselves. You don't really care what people do. Like you care if it's around you, and you don't usually partake in a lot of things. But like you don't give a shit. Like weed, you don't really smoke weed, but you don't give a fuck if I'm smoking weed around you. You know?
Yeah, well, and again, it's you know, you're down on hard times. You do something, you get caught, right?
Mhm.
That's not why I'm coming after you. The reason I'm coming after you is because you somebody helped you out. The bail bondsman helped you get out of jail so that you can get your defense in order, so you can be with your kids, so you can do this and that, whatever. And rather than get with the program and go to your court dates like you're supposed to.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's got to
long as
make it
you go to
easier.
your
Yeah,
court
yeah.
dates.
That has to make it easier for you because you can delineate. Like, it's not about the candy they stole; it's about they borrowed money and they didn't fucking pay it back.
Well, you didn't keep to your word. You know, if
Right.
I shake your hand and you say you're going to do something, you know, and you don't go to court, and that's why I'm getting paid is because you didn't hold up your end. The
Mr.
bail bondsman held up his end and got you out of jail.
Yeah,
You know
Mr.
what I mean?
Approachable
But-
just said he's not coming after you for doing the crime. He's coming after you for not owning up to it.
Right, pretty much. You know, we had one case that I did. I had to fly out to San Diego.
Mhm.
One of my partners had been working this case for 6 months. The guy was in the wind, and he had gone out to California and kind of restarted, you know. And so my partner and I flew out to California.
You
And,
had a partner when you were doing bounty hunting?
yeah, I had a few guys that I worked with, right?
Okay. I didn't realize. I suppose
So-
like tandem makes sense, but I didn't realize because like you would show up with that little weird necklace badge you had, and that's all I remember of it.
Right. Well, they got like the laws in different states are different. So for us to operate in California, we had to have a bounty hunter licensed in that state on the case. So before we even touched down, we already had contracted with another bail enforcement agent out there. They put eyes on the guy, said, you know, yes, he's where you tracked him down to be. And so by the time that we touched down,
the listener King Kong Dong just asked if he bounty hunted me. Yeah, he's been bounty hunting me for years, actually. That's why I have him on the phone, because I know he's driving, so I know I'm ahead. Ellie says you still have the badge and that it makes you look like a Russian hitman.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
Now, does she make you leave the badge on when you guys are having sex?
We're not going to discuss that.
Whoa, somebody's got a badge fetish. Oh yeah, you like that? You like that? Come on, say I am the law. Say I am the law.
I'm not the law. Come on now.
I don't want to brag about how much of a Viking fan I am, but when I ejaculate, it's the skull horn.
Well, I should just hope that you weren't just blowing a skull horn, because I can't hear all the...
I was, as a matter of fact. Ha ha.
That's
Ellie said he's definitely a keeper. Pretty great. JJ's blood alcohol level says to operate in Cali, they had to have fluffy handcuffs and a big rubber dildo to hit them with if they got out of line. I don't know what that means. Is he
that would probably be San Fran.
Yeah, right? Well, and also, like, that would be a different kind of bounty hunter. That would be like Bounty Hunter, the erotic movie.
Bounty hunting at cosplay.
Doggy Style, the bounty hunter. There it is. I fucking nailed it, you bitches.
Excuse me, bitch.
So what, like, did you quit because of the money, or did you quit because you didn't like it?
No, I mean, I enjoyed it. I had other stuff going on at the same time, so, you know, one of the things with doing bounty hunting is, you know, depending on how many, you know, cases you're working, it's a lot of investigation work, because basically when I get a file, it may be just as simple as the bail application itself, you know, and then I have to run down this guy's whole I'm trying to think of basically like their whole background, you know. So we do we'll do a background check just to see what other charges they've been brought up on, you know, if it's somebody that we have to deal with or kind of be careful with, you know, if they have a lot of armed assault stuff, whatever.
Sure.
But basically, the bail application will tell you, like, you know, the last residence, the previous employers, and everything else. And for the most part, man, quite honestly, about 80% of the stuff that's put on the bail application is bullshit. You know what I mean? So,
like, they lie to the bail people, or what?
Oh yeah, they'll put down, you know, old jobs. They'll put down, you know, just bogus information, and so then it becomes, you know, you may be driving all over the cities trying to track down, you know, acquaintances, former employers, you know, past places of residence, and that's all on, you know, all on your time and on your dime.
Sure. King Kong Dong 4242 says, "What's the biggest case you had?"
Oh boy, I've done.
Like, I think he said got though, so I think he means collected. Like, what's the biggest payday you got out of bounty hunting?
I did a couple grand for about a day or so of work.
Wow, that's what I was just about to ask you next. Is how long did it take? So you got like $2,000 for a couple. God, that's like me on Twitch. No, I'm just kidding. I wish.
I mean, it's not the norm.
What's the norm, would you say?
Boy, I mean,
obviously it's kind of a weird thing to like gravitate through, but I mean, what would you say is the normal in Minnesota?
As far as like per case, we were guaranteed at least 200 per case that we handled.
Okay.
And,
that's not bad.
You know, sometimes you're working. I mean, we were usually working multiple cases at a time, you know, just to try to make everything add up. But, you know, you might spend there's some that you might catch within a matter of a few days, and some that, you know, will go maybe a few months. I mean, it just is kind of a matter of how far the person's willing to run and all that. So it can be, like I say, I mean, it can be easy money, but you can put a lot of time and effort into something and gas money. And
Everybody keeps wanting me to ask you about Patty Mayo. It's like 3 people that asked about it.
About kind of what?
Patty Mayo.
I'm not sure I like what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. They say it's on Facebook. I think that's another bounty hunter. They're just trying to see if you guys are a collective or something. I don't fucking know. Hold on, let me find this out quick.
And in Minnesota, there are so many bounty hunters because they don't have.
Funny. So I went to her about. It's like some chick who's not. Oh no, it's that guy. Oh, it's a fake reality bounty hunter show. So it's like a parody of Dog the Bounty Hunter. I've never seen this. I don't know what this is, but it seems kind of interesting. I'd watch it.
Yeah,
he's Facebook famous, bro.
Oh, okay.
So the answer for everybody, and there's like 5 people that asked, nobody knows Patty Mayo.
Yeah, no, unaware. Like I say, there's so many bounty hunters in Minnesota because you don't have to be licensed in the state of Minnesota.
Is that typical, or like how many states do you think you don't need a license for?
Oh, there's plenty of states where you do, and the licensing process can vary. You know, as far as you know, different tests that you have to take, different required amount of hours in service. I mean, all this different stuff. So, but Minnesota does not require any actual licensing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of one of those things where, you know, I mean, anybody I suppose could, but without some kind of work history in the field, you know, you can't just call up, you know, Joe Schmo bail bonds and say, hey, I want to be.
But when you say work history, I mean, like, you could probably just work for a couple years in security, right? Like, because like they don't require a lot of, like, what's the background for that? Because like if you're like with Securitas, you can get through that in like a month and a half. Like I used to work for Securitas.
Right, but what I'm saying is you have to work. You work for a bail bondsman. So like, I worked in conjunction with Goldberg Bail Bonds, which is one of the bigger ones in the state. And so, for any bail bond company to hire you, you know, they have to say, well, you know, what have you done this kind of work before? You know, do you have any kind of work experience for that? And most places aren't going to just, oh, well, this guy's got a shiny new gun and he's got some real gumption, so yeah, let's kick him loose and see what he can do. It just doesn't really happen.
So how did you get headhunted? Did you look at it, or how did you get into it?
I had some friends of mine that were already involved, and so, you know, kind of talking with them, they said, well, we'll throw you, you know, a case file and see how you do with it.
Sure.
So, and from there, it just kind of kept going, you know.
How many years were you doing it total?
Oh God, probably only like maybe a year.
Okay.
Year or two.
Is it something that you ever? Is it something that you ever think about going back to?
Oh, I've thought about going back to. I mean, I don't know. Right now, with my work schedule being what it is, and you know, always being on the road, it just wouldn't be a real good fit because I don't have the kind of time to put into it. You know what I mean? It's not as much kicking doors and throwing cuffs on people as everybody wants to think. It is a lot of legwork, a lot of you know, running down leads and trying to find these people. Man, they're people that don't want to be found.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not It's not just showing up at their work one
Sounds
day.
like everybody. Sounds like everybody that's ever broke up with me.
Yeah, well, they go to the extra effort to dodge you. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they just don't. They don't want to be found. You know.
Yeah.
Just hurts.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that, and then I did process serving, which in a lot of ways was kind of like doing bounty hunting, because most of the people that are being served, they know that they got cases against them and whatever else. So same kind of thing, man. They don't really want to be found. They don't answer the door, all this kind of stuff. Just in the end, you're not, putting anybody.
Ellie says, yeah, he'd do it again. Don't encourage him to.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with what I'm doing right now, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
the extra money isn't bad. Most of the guys that do it, because, like I say, Minnesota has got so many bail enforcement agents or fugitive recovery agents, and a bunch of different names for the same job, that a lot of the guys that do it really are in it just as kind of adrenaline junkies.
Sure.
It's something to kind of keep the heart ticking a little quicker.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it would have to, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you think? I mean, man, that's so crazy to me. Like, so you would go back and do it, even knowing everything that you know now.
I mean, I'd probably want to be in a little bit better shape. Get winded going up the stairs, man. I sweat in the shower. So what do you do?
Yeah, right. Tell me about it. That's the thing that I think the quarantine taught me is how much shape I'm not in. Like, cause I was always like, kind of like, I'd huff and puff anyways. But like towards the end of this quarantine, it got to where like I'm going up a flight of stairs and like, it's like, oh God, this sucks.
I would totally argue that. I would say that you're in great shape. That a circle is a shape, but again, I'm in a glass house, so.
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't know. I suppose everybody's in pretty good shape compared to you. I'm just giving you shit.
Yeah,
I'm
probably.
giving you shit.
Probably.
Mikey Two Milks wants to know what side of the blue line you fall on. Or sorry, yeah, Mikey Two Milks.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. I've got some friends and relatives that are cops, and I seem to think that they're, pretty good people. Otherwise, they wouldn't be my friends, right? But man, the corruption it just can't stand. I'm not gonna defend, people doing dirt like this whole George Floyd incident. There's not a chance in hell.
Yeah, I think like I don't know. It's interesting.
Those cops.
Yeah, well, and it's interesting too because like you, like I also have family members that are cops, right? Like my grandpa was a cop, and like it is a weird thing when you grow up and your family are cops, and then you see this because like yeah, there's bad cops and stuff. The thing that's crazy to me is like you hear about this blue flu where all these people are quitting. Those were the good ones. Those are the guys you didn't want to quit.
That's the scary part, right?
Like that's the thing that scares me because now. Like, at a certain point, and I'm surprised we didn't see more of this on there. Tuesday is on the phone. His name is Jeremy, for people that know. This is Jeremy is a good friend of mine. I met him back in Willie's way back in the day. He came out to Sisyphus. His lady Ellie's in chat. We're talking to him about bounty hunting and just life in general. Trying to keep him occupied on his drive back from Iowa, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Mikey,
yeah, so I guess the biggest thing is, like, I would say, I don't think that the answer is, like, disbanding and disfunding the police, but I do think that it would probably go a long way to demilitarize them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, for me, it's like... Go ahead.
If you don't have the big stick to carry, right, then you gotta kind of rely upon your interaction skills.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, I also think that, like... The culture of training is a lot of it too, because like the thing that I think, and this is scary to fucking think about, Jeremy, and nobody's gonna want to hear this, but are you ready for this?
Yeah, go for it.
I think that cop is gonna get off. Like, and I'll tell you why, right? So George Floyd had some priors, and the last one was pretty violent. George Floyd's toxology showed that he was on drugs when it happened, but more importantly, and this is the one that nobody wants to talk about, the way that that dude was leaning on him, that is a technique that they trained him in academy that he was using wrong. That is an actual technique. Like, he wasn't doing it right, obviously. But now you have a guy with priors, you have fucking, like, this is the definition of some asshole saying, I feared for my life. And I kind of feel like I feared for my life should be prosecutable as neglect. Because if you're scared of a dude that's underneath your fucking knee in cuffs, you don't get to be a cop.
No, I think that for them to go after like the first degree, you've heard all the, I guess it's probably not even really rumor at this point, right? But you've heard that they worked together at the same that Club Nuevo, that they didn't get along, and to prove like premeditation, I don't think they'll get him on that. But I do think that they'll convict him because of the fact that regardless of what you've just said, and I don't think that's a bad point, but they've got him on video. If they didn't have the video evidence of it, and for as long as he kneeled on his fucking neck.
Well, but I feel like the video evidence though, I kind of feel like courts see this kind of shit a lot. Like I feel like, and this has been my stance on a lot of this stuff, and people get mad at me about it, but like, I kind of feel like a lot of the racism in our country isn't on the rise, but I feel like we're interacting with it in video, which is such a more personal media that like it just feels like it is. And I feel like the court systems, they're not going to get as shook by that video as we are because they see videos like that fucking, probably 10 or 20 a week. Maybe not of this level. I mean, that was clearly a snuff film. Like the thing that just wrenches my guts to death as somebody that loves MMA is there was a jiu-jitsu practitioner there explaining to the dude how he killed him.
Well, my
crazy
thought on
shit,
that
man.
is, I mean, yeah, I don't doubt that they probably see a lot of crazy shit, video otherwise, every day, but it doesn't change the overall facts of the situation. You know what I mean? Like, I think that the video that they will see, and it's, I mean, plenty of different videos from different angles, whatever, but like the video that they're gonna see is pretty solid proof of what actually happened and the time span that it happened over. The fact that there wasn't any real paramedic aid, you know what I mean? They just flopped him on the gurney and put him in the truck. You know what I mean? I think there was a lot of things going on there, and I think the only people that probably have a better chance of getting off are those three other officers.
I honestly, like, I think, I don't know, like, I kind of feel for the other officers in that scenario. I don't know their background or anything, but, like, especially that one dude that has his back to the situation the whole time. At some point, you just trust your partner to be doing their job. You know what I mean? And, like, again, because this dude was using a technique that he was training, again, he was using it wrong. I'm not saying he wasn't, but, like, that's what the only reason I think that he might actually get fucking thrown in the brig is because they fired him right away. So they're not going to have that, like, police protection. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the times when this shit goes on, they just suspend them while trial's going on. So they have all the kinds of, like, diplomatic immunity because they're cops, and now they just don't. So that, to me, seems like they're going to, like, let the people have them. I mean, I'm shocked that dude wasn't lynched at his own house. Honestly. I thought for sure that was going to happen.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised by that too, but I mean, I think had George Floyd not been handcuffed, had he not already been subdued and I mean, how much can a guy really fight back if he's restrained in cuffs?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean? That's why I get so pissed off about the fucking.
How are you fearful for your life at that point? Your suspect is in custody, and.
Crap 0715 says the autopsy reports conflict each other, and that will help. What do you mean they conflict each other? Like, cite, please. Mikey says he'll get off because he's part of the system, and the system protects itself. Sure, he got fired, but that was a PR move. He's still the system behind me. Yeah, that could be. I mean, this is what I want to say is, like, so I, as a very devout libertarian, I always advocate for private police. And I hold this, and I want to hear what you think, Jeremy. I honestly believe that if we had a privatized police force like a Securitas or whatever, you still elect the guy in charge. You still have some government oversight monitoring and everything. But like when that first one happens that hits national, which is, I think Jamal Clark was the first police killing here. Because, I mean, that's the thing about Minnesota that nobody talks about. We have a major one of these every year that hits national for the last 5 years. And when Jamal Clark...
the first one...
Go ahead, sorry.
For that officer. So this wasn't even the first
one
right. For that officer.
Well, and that's
you know what I mean?
right, and that's my point is that if we had a privatized police force, right? Jamal Clark happens, everybody on that force is fired and replaced with somebody else. There's a very good chance that you don't have Philando Castile or George Floyd because those guys are already fired. And the other thing is that, like, the other thing about this whole ordeal that's crazy to think about is the fact that if, you know, like if we didn't have police unions, like you could fire them because people don't talk about this, but police get like a tenure when they've been on the force long enough. They become very hard to get rid of when they've been on the force for like 4 or 5 years. And that's got to go.
I've always held the belief that the union protects the weakest link. You know what I mean?
I feel like it used to, but I feel like the unions aren't like that anymore. Like, I feel like when unions first came around, they were an important aspect of, like, helping people get, like, competitive wages and everything. But now I'm just not convinced of that. It just seems like they're more political, like, structure added into something to take away more competition and add cronyism. I mean, look at the police union in Minneapolis. I mean, Bob Krull is the problem. That dude's been busted for warrior training 3 or 4 times now. But he's the fucking head of the police union, so the city can't get rid of him. And he's also a high-ranking cop, so the union can't get rid of him.
No argument there.
Just weird times, you know? I mean, it's scary. I think for me, the scariest part is the idea that, like, when it's all said and done, this might be just swept under the rug and there'll be no change of any kind. And that's, I think, like what happened. Because, I mean, a lot of what we're dealing with in this instance is a lot of people that don't really like these things boil over, right? Like the Philando Castile thing. They boil over. There's a protest. There's a demonstration. There's a bunch of people saying, please stop killing us. And then it's like we forget and we move on to the next thing without actually solving the problem, you know? And so, like, every time this happens, it's like a boiling pot of water. Every time it goes to boil over, we just put a bigger lid on it, and eventually that lid's going to boil over too. And
go ahead. Oh, I was going to say the one thing I've been kind of saying from the jump on this, you know, this most recent incident, which again Minnesota has had their history of, particularly recently, and it's gotten to a point where, like you say, it's a boiling point. You know, the violence with the riots and the demonstrations and everything. You know, I can feel for the business owners and whatnot, but it basically comes down to a community that's at a boiling point, at a breaking point, and if you look back at the history of our country, you know, no meaningful change, meaningful change has never come without violence. Okay, so we were in the spotlight.
Yeah.
During those 5-6 days, right?
Well, I mean, we burnt down a police station. When the fuck has that ever happened?
Right, but here's the thing: is now, since that, things have kind of started to die down. I think a lot of people have already kind of gone back to,
It's gravitating back to normality. Yeah, absolutely, and that's what scares me.
Well, and the thing about that too is that it's because the violence has ended. There's still been demonstrations.
Oh yeah, we basically have our own Chaz and Chop zone here that nobody talks about.
Right, and that's because it's peaceful protest. And I'm behind peaceful protest. I'm behind anybody's freedom to protest.
I'll one up you on that. Are you ready for this? You want to hear the most libertarian thought ever?
Go for it.
It is not only your right to protest, but it's your duty as an American.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
This country was founded on protesting the British occupation of the colonies and their want for independence. Our forefathers thought that we should be rewriting the Constitution every 80 years and overthrowing the government every 100. Ben Franklin and Jefferson both said that. And the reality is that the people that are down on protesters, being down on my whole thing with protesting is this. It doesn't really do anything. Like, I mean, again, this one might, and I hope it does, but in the last 40 or 50 years, there have been 3 instances where that did anything. And statistically, that represents 0. And I'm not saying don't do it, but like what I get weirded out by is the people that get mad about it. It's not, like, protesting isn't your right. It's an American obligation. Our whole country was fuck the British. It was literally, this shit sucks, let's revolt. And if you think like throwing a bunch of tea into a bay for the Tea Party isn't looting, you need to look up what looting means. And I don't think, like, I get weirded out when people always, because you didn't say, you said the right thing where you're talking about how you support the protesters and everything, but like, it's really weird how people are like differentiating the protests from the riots, but the reality is that like riots are it's a byproduct of mass protests. There's nothing it's a byproduct. You fucked up, people are unhappy. If the protest gets too high in attendance, there's riots almost always.
No, I agree with that. You know, what you're saying, like the Boston Tea Party, you know, I mean, yeah, I think that's looting. It's, you know, for lack of a better, I mean, it's still violence, and that's where I go back to, you know, no meaningful change, or meaningful change has never come without violence. And that's the only issue that I have with the peaceful protest stuff. Like, I totally support the message. But, you know, the people that you're trying to reach, it's really, really easy to turn a deaf ear or blind eye to peaceful protest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well,
Because
I think it's
there's nothing that has to be done about it.
Well, and I think it's easy to be complacent.
All the time.
Right. And I think it's easy to be complacent when you're not connected to anybody that is protesting directly. You know, I mean, that's like people talk about white privilege and all this other stuff, and I don't necessarily, like, I don't like the word privilege. I never have. I feel like there's a white advantage, but, like, the reality is that if it's a privilege, like, if you're born with a privilege, there's nothing you can do to change that. If you're born with a bias, you can become aware of your bias, your advantage, and then act accordingly to actually help people. So it's like a weird kind of, like, ticky-tack thing that I get into about that, but the reality is, to me, is that I don't think there's white privilege. I think there's white apathy. Like, until something happens directly to you. Like, I mean, when I saw white people really jumping in on this cause was like 3 years ago when they started blocking 94. Like, when it starts affecting other people, you know? And I hate that. I hate that they like chain link the fucking cop station. Do whatever. Like, don't fucking block the cars. You have no idea how that affects other people, but I understand it's about inconveniencing and making it such a pressing issue that it has to be addressed. And that's what I fear about this thing, because even though there's still protests going on and we have our own Chop or Chaz zone, it really feels like, for the most part, shit's gravitating back to normal, which means everybody will just fucking move on from this, and then the next one happens and it's going to be twice as bad, because these have been getting cumulatively worse every time they happen, and heaven fucking help us if they abolish the police and one of these happens.
Oh, for sure.
Because that's the thing people don't understand, is like, no matter what you think of the police, I don't care if you're behind the blue line, if you're opposed to the blue line, if you're indifferent, a society needs law enforcement, period. It doesn't have to be police. I've advocated for privatized. I like privatized things because the free market holds people accountable, because if you fuck up, you lose your job. And right now, in the system of police, there's ways of protecting police where they get to fuck up and keep their job. And I think that that's a big part of the problem. And all these people that say, oh, they're all bad apples, every cop's a bad apple. Well, a bunch of cops are quitting because they think what's going on is bullshit. Those aren't the bad apples. Those are good apples that you're going to miss.
Yeah, I think that to say that they're all bad apples, you know what I mean? Then when your house is being broken into, the fuck are you gonna call? Oh, I don't want to call bad cops. They're all bad. Fuck them.
Well, I mean,
I
okay,
guess
but
I'll
here's
just-
the devil's
I guess I'll
argument.
just die.
Here's the devil's argument to that, right? I've lived in the cities, I've lived in the suburbs, I've lived in bad neighborhoods, good neighborhoods, right? Nobody's calling the fucking cops. They're not going to be there for 45 minutes anyways.
Well, but you get the idea behind it, right? Is that
Yeah.
there needs to be
I think what we
there
should
needs
do,
to be
so
some kind of order.
yeah. Oh no, here's what I think we should do, right? I think we should have a privatized police force, and I think the head of every precinct should have to be elected.
I would support that because then you actually have accountability
Right,
for the job that's being done.
And you have the community getting a say in who's leading them. Not because another thing that happened, and this was in the 80s, I think they changed this, but it used to be a cop, you had to live in the area you were protecting. And then they changed it to you can't live in the area you're protecting. And I think that was a big mistake. I think people are more connected to a community that they're a part in. Like nobody gives a fuck about the shitty side of Minneapolis. If they're patrolling all day, they hop in their SUV and then they drive home to Burnsville. Nobody gives a fuck what's going on in Minneapolis. I'd make the argument that cop is probably more concerned about what's going on in Burnsville.
Right.
Not to
No,
say
and
that
I agree.
they can't do their job or anything, but there's extra incentive if the officer lives in the community he's protecting, because that's his house. That's his fucking home. And cops are like I love cops. Like my grandpa was a cop. Like I don't hate cops, but they're professional snitches. That's what the profession is. And you want that kind of job within the community if that's what you want. You know what I mean? Like putting a cop outside of the place they're protecting. It makes them, it's like anybody else, like, because that's the thing people don't realize, man. Like, are most cops bad? Maybe. But are most people bad? Probably. Like, cops are people. They're just people doing a job. And so you have to, like, loop the system in that incentivizes them to do what you want the outcome to be. And this not being able to fire them and keep, I mean, this Chauvin guy had what, 3 or 4, like, really violent priors? Like, you read about.
I don't know what the numbers
right,
were.
I think it was either 3 or 4, but it was either of those. I forget. But the reality is,
like 3 or 4 too many.
Right. The reality is, like, I get that you can't fire him because of the unions. I get that. But at the very least, that motherfucker should have been on the phones, Favre style, in Super Troopers. There's no way that dude should have been walking a beat.
Well, that's the other thing too. And I mean, you were saying, walking a beat. That's something you don't really see a whole lot anymore.
Yeah, that needs to change too. Yeah, they need to walk the beat.
It needs to come back because that's what puts that officer in contact with the public. And,
the community, specifically the community. I mean, like, think of like when we were kids.
It's the old school of policing. Is that if the neighborhood knows the officer and vice versa, they can much easierly deal with. Protect and serve. And if there's an issue, well, I know that Tommy did it. And I know right where Tommy lives. I'll go have a talk with him. You know what I mean? Rather than like just all this hard charging shit. So it gives the community that the officer serves a face, and it gives the community a personal relationship with that officer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But hey, I hate to do this. I gotta let you go. I am at my delivery here, so.
Well, all right. I'm glad we could occupy you.
Let somebody else take over.
I'm glad we could occupy you as you drove.
Well, I'm glad I could help your ratings and keep this show.
Well, I wouldn't
lively.
say you helped them. They went down dramatically because of you, motherfucker. How dare you?
Good.
Have a good one. Be safe out there.
Hey, you too. Have a good one.
Yep, bye.
Bye.
That is Jeremy or Tuesday, a bounty hunter turned delivery man, talking a little bit about cops. What do you guys feel? King Kong Dong. When I lived in Buffalo, Minnesota, there was a cop that would go around the community and people invited him over for meals. Yeah, no, I mean that's the thing is that when I was a kid, the cops had trading cards. I remember that shit. You would see a cop, they'd be like, "Oh, hey," and they'd give you stickers and trading cards, and they would be out walking around, walking a beat. And that's Mike Literis Urza? Mike Literis Ertz. My Literis hurts. Oh, my clitoris hurts. I got you. Boom. Took me a second. Sweet Horn Blast. Yeah, thanks. It took way too long to understand the names. I love these screen names, by the way. Mikey Dumux says, I love cops. They're my favorite. Yeah, you do love cops. That's true. I do know that about you. Crap715 says Officer Brigg or Brings from Buffalo. Oh, cool. Yeah, I don't know his name, but that's fine. Yeah. Beat cops need to become... Well, yeah, and I think we also need to address the culture in which we're training cops. I mean, it used to be they would come into something and it would be observe, report, and all that shit, but now it got to this weird point where... I don't know why, but like it's militarized. Like they walk in, like cops walk into situations now and they're defensive. You know, they're like, all right, watch your partner. This could be dangerous. They've got all this stuff. Whereas it used to be they would come in, they would observe, they would report, they would do all this other shit. So, Courtney struggles to find the clip. Do I? Nah. It's on the bottom, right? How do you cop a gang fight? What do you mean, how do you cop a gang fight? What does that even mean? God damn it. Like, see, this is what I'm talking about, Mikey. You say stupid shit, and you won't even subscribe. Courtney, we want your subscription, too. Deal with it. All right. Yeah, cops, I mean, they are. It's a very hard issue. It really is. We do need cops. But I understand how some people are feeling so misrepresented that they feel like we don't. I understand that all. That all makes sense. Don't say Mikey. His name is Mikey. Mikey, what do you want from me? I can't help it. You said I have to, like, give the bad stuff to him, right? Jesus Christ. Mikey, come on. Wait, Matt, is that Doima? Who the fuck was that?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, what up? How are you?
Not so bad, and you?
Pretty good. Let's see here. Where is Doima? Doima. You're one of the preloads, baby.
Hey. I honestly think, and this is just something that I've been thinking about a lot lately, especially with cops and things, like kind of like the hero worship aspect.
I don't think the hero worship is there anymore, man. I've seen a dramatic downtick in the hero worship. Maybe in
right,
small town, maybe in small town America it's still there, but dude, in the cities, the hero worship is not there, bro. Oh, tell people tell people who you are.
I'm Matt Doima, comic podcaster, and preload screen on the Corey Adam TwitchTok show.
There you go. Tell them where they can find your podcast.
They can find the Awful Service podcast across most streaming platforms. So that's iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Pod Minnesota, basically anywhere you download free podcasts.
There it is.
New episode coming out today with Josh Floorhog.
Oh, fuck yeah. You got Josh? I love Josh.
Yeah, he told Joe to shut the fuck up. It was great.
Minnesota Vikings says, how do you think the Vikings will be this year? 10-7. I'll tell you what. We'll get done with this Doima call, and then we'll go over it, because I haven't even really looked at the schedule yet. I don't really start paying attention to football till, like, right about now, and honestly, this year it might even take longer because just coronavirus, I just haven't really cared. So, Crypto Trucker says, if they take the cops away, I better have a right to protect my life and my property. You're right. That's the other thing, is that if they're going to take away cops, they need to give more guns, right?
Yeah.
All right,
I mean, I'm a flaming liberal, but I'm a gun owner.
I don't think you are anymore. I think you're less liberal than you used to be, because I think you start seeing. I think you're starting to see the bullshit, man. And I've been saying this too. I think the left is more racist than the right. I just think they're better at it. Like the legislation that passed, like in the last 5 presidents, like they have hurt minorities more than the Republicans by legislation alone. Your crime bill, your stop and frisk, your no knock. I mean, these are all to profile minorities.
3 strikes, you're out.
Right. And here's the thing. It would be funny. So like I actually had this epiphany. I think I was talking to you on one of these shows when I had it, is that I always have said for forever that the spectrum of politics did a dramatic shift in like the 1950s, right? And the Dems became the like party of change and the Republicans became this old institutional racist thing. But I literally changed my story. I don't think that's what happened. I think in the 50s, the Dems knew that they had to take their racism underground. Because historically, the Democrats are the racist party. They basically funded and started the KKK. The first black man ever elected to office was a Republican. The first woman was a Republican. And then all this stuff they do, well, it's just like fucking pomp and stance and white knighting and virtue signaling, which is funny because that's what the culture on the left has turned into. So, like, they say they're going to do all this shit for you, like Obamacare. Like, they literally, Obamacare was supposed to solve all this fucking medicine with socialism, right? Not the case. Because you still have the privatized brands, all this stuff that you're not going to do right. And every single person that voted on Obamacare, every single person that endorsed it, even you back in the day, everybody knew it was broken. The Dems said it was broken when they were peddling it through. And now you have minorities that are not able to qualify to get free medicine. Like, it's fucking, the more I look into it, the more I'm convinced that the juxtaposition I saw in the 50s didn't actually take place. What took place was the right came more center and the Dems went more right, but got real quiet about it.
You want some conspiracy theory?
Yeah, hell yeah. Always. Always, man. Do you even know me? Did you just ask if I want some conspiracy theory?
That was just a polite question.
Sometimes it hurts, Doima, because it feels like you don't know me at all.
All right, so think of this. 1960 comes along. You
Okay.
have John F. Kennedy,
Yep.
who is a distinctly different Democrat than any Democrat that's ever ran before, right?
Yep.
He's a Catholic,
Mm-hmm.
which, I mean, of course, that's a huge thing considering the,
in
the
the
Southerners.
60s, in the 60s, that's like being in the Masons.
Yeah, you might as well have been like a Muslim, you know what I mean? Like in terms of, so you have the Catholic angle, and then, you have Kennedy, who by all means was actually going against his party, being going for like let's get rid of Jim Crow law, let's do all that, and then he wants us to get back on the silver standard. I don't believe it was the gold standard. I believe it was the silver standard, correct?
Well, he wanted to end the Fed. That's why, like, the big conspiracy with Kennedy was that he was killed by George H.W. Bush, who was head of the CIA, because he was going after the Federal Reserve.
True. But then you also add in the fact that, like, maybe the Democrats were in on it because here's this guy who's championing against the things that they were for.
Well, I mean, if anything, Trump has proven that both sides will work together to get rid of something they don't want, Because, I mean, here's the thing I have to ask everybody, and people think I'm crazy, but, like, what are we going to do as Americans when Trump goes down as a good president? What are we going to do? Because it's like, look at the just, like, brevity that a few years removed from W gave us, right? Like, when George W was in office, everybody thought he was Satan. And now, years removed, like, I don't think there's a single person, maybe even on the right, that wouldn't give their left nut to have George W. Bush instead of Trump. Because the thing is, the right doesn't really like Trump. They just love how much the left hates him. Because triggering the libs is hilarious. Like, the thing about the left is that the way the Democrats go about propaganda, they weaponize sensitivity, right? So everything becomes about outrage. It becomes about weaponizing what you're sensitive about, right? So when that is what you're exposed to and what you're conditioned to your entire life, you can't help but go ape shit. That's why, like, when you see arguments, like watch on your Facebook page, watch when the name calling starts, watch when the, like, browbeating starts. It's almost always on the left-hand side because people just get fucked, unless somebody's stupid. I mean, I'm talking about smart people, first of all, right? There's idiots everywhere. I'm not talking about the, like, fuck you, you fucking gay. Like, that doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? I'm talking like when you're in an actual conversation and you get to the point, for Democrats, it's usually when economics comes up, and for Republicans, it's usually when abortion comes up, because there's not really defensible things on either side for those parties. Like, if you're a Democrat,
you're a baby killer.
Well, no, if you're a Democrat, you understand and know that there is no real feasible economic way to go about your platform. I mean, look at how Sanders is trying to explain it. Look at the fucking goddamn calligraphy session that was Liz Warren putting in her place, the budget, right? I mean, none of it works. And with the Republicans, it's the same thing, because abortions are killing a baby. It's like, if you don't want an abortion, don't have one. Sorry. I mean, I wish there's a way to control that without legislating women's bodies. I don't think there is. But I wish there was. That would be cool. But the reality is, like, the left doesn't understand that their economics doesn't work. And they also, with abortion, the left doesn't understand that the right views that as murdering a baby. You know what I mean? Like, because when you say pro-abortion, if you're a pro-abortion person, in your head, like, so for me, I'm fine with abortion. I mean, I think we should go late term to like, I don't know, 50 years old. Like, I don't give a fuck. There's so many stupid people. If you want to get rid of people, I am all for that. But I'm more callous and jaded than a lot of people, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I always use the two arguments for abortion when anybody on the right ever comes at me for that one, because I'm very outspoken about being pro-abortion.
Right.
But I go, there's two easy things you can do. Two easy things that you can do to eliminate it. And it's called that too. I already have one of those. Thank you.
Boy, that's what I like. He practices what he preaches. I don't know why you have one though. I don't think you can get pregnant from jerking off.
It's true. It's for that one, for the one time on my birthday and the one time on the anniversary.
Because you're married. You're not having sex.
No, but it's still pragmatic. I didn't want one of my.
Yeah. No, it's a philosopher's wax poetic. I get it.
Yeah. At any rate, no, it's just like, these are the same people who are anti-abortion are also pro abstinence only education, which has been demonstrably proven to be wrong. Because what happens when you tell teenagers not to fuck?
They fuck.
They're gonna fuck.
Well,
they're gonna fuck a lot.
Not only that, but like abstinence anyways and all of that doesn't tell people like the thing that I always point to is like, you remember Dare when we were kids?
Oh yeah, Dare made me want to do drugs.
Right. So Dare, but not even just that. So Dare used to say, hey, don't do drugs, right? Like don't do fucking cocaine, right? But what they don't tell you is they don't tell you that if you mix cocaine and beer, that's a neurotoxin. So like instead of being like, hey, don't do drugs, but if you're ever doing drugs, definitely don't do cocaine and alcohol together, they just preach abstinence and then nobody learns anything.
Exactly. And then also these are the same people that don't allow for programs that could do like free condoms for schools or free birth control for kids. Like Colorado is a really good example of what happens when you provide birth control for teenagers, because their teenage pregnancy rate dropped by something like 80%. It's like between 60 and 80%, I believe. And that is demonstrable. And then what does that lead to? Less abortions. And then both sides win. But they don't want that because their Sky Daddy says, oh, well, you can't take a pill that makes it so you don't get pregnant.
Did you just call God Sky Daddy?
Yeah, I did.
Repent.
No.
All right.
No. I'll deal with, if I'm wrong, I guess I'll deal with that. But I don't feel that I am. So those are the two things. Corey, I'm sorry that I said that you weren't into conspiracy theory.
I gave you some air horns to make your repenting go easier.
Fair enough. I repent that I said that you didn't want conspiracy theory. I do repent for that. That was cool. That was a sin that I committed against you, and I do apologize.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It takes a very big man to repent his sins.
Yes.
Lord be
with you. This is the weirdest confessional I've ever been a part of.
Nobody believes that.
I did grow up Catholic, so you're right.
Let's see. Mikey and Mikey are fighting.
Weird.
Mikey Two Milk says, producer Mikey, I'll block you so your weak trolls don't even show up. Not like your comments are good, and I'd be missing anything funny. Keep on trying, though. You'll figure it out. I believe in you. Did he say something stupid? What happened? What set him off? Oh, Milk is still
some
mad.
Highlander shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Like, fucking Mikey does this, man. Mikey goes nuts. If there's another Mikey, he has to just fucking, like, rip them off and drink their fucking stem cells. Jeffrey Rogers says, I love how Doima asserts a point and then immediately recants it. Ellie Mae says, hero worship is definitely on the decline. My godson wanted to be a cop. Now he wants to be a fireman. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Is I don't think I think even just in the last month the hero worship of cops has gone down. It has to. Like, it just has to. It's not like, especially as a kid. Why would you do that when you could also be a fireman? That sounds like a way better job anyways. And just think of, like, from a public perspective, how much more people like firemen that, like, you hear somebody's a fireman, you're like, awesome. You hear they're a cop, you're like, oh shit, do I need to be watching what I'm doing? Is this a good cop? There's just a giant checklist in your head that goes off.
Plus, people like Dalmatians more than they like German Shepherds. Let's be honest.
Is that true?
I don't know. I just wanted to make it. I thought that was a good point. I like Dalmatians more than I like German Shepherds.
Minnesota Viking says, time to start drinking some booze, bud. So he's already drinking. It's not even noon. And that guy's in. Mikey
Attaboy.
Two Milk says they won't allow print that says he was a good president. The school system is as far left as it get. It'll never be printed. No, it will be printed because that's the thing. History doesn't care. Like, that's the best thing about, like, history is that it doesn't. Like, the reality, like, you want me to tell you, here, I know that we have a lot of right-leaning people. I will tell you some of the best things that Trump did that you don't hear ever mentioned, right? Because this is the thing about Trump, and I keep telling, I told Doima once to read that. I don't think he has. Like, have you ever read his, like, other book? Not Art of the Deal, the other one, the, like, real one? It's called,
No.
like, Win Big in Business or Kick Ass or some shit. Here, hold on. I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna show you guys this because this is fucking hilarious. Here, occupy him, quick. Don't let dead air happen. Doima, go. What's wrong with you?
Oh shit! I didn't realize it. Hi, TwitchTok listeners. Let's take this moment while Corey's looking this up to dig deep in your pockets.
You know what? Hey, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna go to the bathroom. You get at him for this. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and then I got something really funny for us to look at. Okay, so just keep doing your thing, man. Keep fucking chilling. I love the way you.
So here's the thing, listener. Corey Adam provides you 5, not 4, not 3, but 5 days of quality entertainment. And all he asks is just for a little, maybe a subscription. Maybe you throw him some bits on the thing, or you go to Venmo at Corey Adam Comedy and you give till it hurts. I mean, we're talking about the church. Don't give your 10% to the church. Give 10% to Corey Adam. So that way he can do more dick jokes and talk about the things that Trump does well, or have bounty hunters on talking about that. Did you like the bounty hunter stuff? Do you want that to continue? Donate at Corey Adam Comedy. Yes. Beyond that, commercial for me. Hi, I have shows this week. I am a stand-up comedian as well. I have shows in Red Wing, Minnesota tomorrow night at the Barrel House. Doors open at 7. It's a free show. Starts at 8 o'clock. Beyond that, I also have shows in St. Paul, Minnesota. There's going to be shows at the Camp Bar. It's called Laugh Camp. I'm going to be with Frank Roche and Tiffany Norton. There's shows at 7 and 9:30. They will be socially distanced, I guess, as much as it'll be at a half capacity.
So I tell you to shill, and you just start promoting your stuff.
Hey, I shilled for half of it. I just had to do a quick commercial for my shows.
Are you driving? Why does it sound like you're in a wagon?
I don't know. I think that's someone else on it.
All right, let's take a look at this one. Keep talking, man. Keep promoting your shows.
I don't know what that's about.
Oh yeah, it was somebody muted. I think it was Jeffrey. Sometimes Jeffrey comes in and he forgets to mute his mic, but he actually remembered before I got over. So you know what? I gotta say, props here. Hold on, Jeff. Are you on here, Jeff?
I am, and I'm driving. Yeah, I just joined the Discord.
Hey, no. This is I want to tell you this, okay?
Okay.
I'm proud of you. That's the first time you logged into Discord, noticed your mic was on, and you muted yourself. I didn't have to do anything. You done good.
Aw, thanks, babe.
Hell yeah. So mute yourself again. Me and Doima are gonna talk, and then you want to talk some MMA?
Yeah, maybe.
All right, cool. Pop yourself back
All
on
right,
mute.
ladies.
Yep.
Got you.
Fuck yeah, look at that. See, this is what I'm talking about. People are learning how to use the Discord, right, Doima? I'm telling you, I know that everybody was mad. Doima, do you know we lost like half of our listeners when we did that tech thing yesterday?
Really?
Yeah, like they just got mad, and like I got hate mail. I got people from the Steel Toe show sending me mail basically bitching me out because I was showing Discord.
Weird.
It is weird. And I don't care. Like, it's like, whatever. But, like, it's just so funny. And now it's getting to where, like, we had Jeffrey who, like, Jeffrey is an interesting example because he had a lot of trouble with Discord early on because it is confusing at first. It's a weird, confusing thing. But once you understand it, once you get how it works, it's fucking dope.
Same thing with any new platform or technology. It just takes a minute to figure it out.
Right. But people are so stuck in their ways sometimes. You just can't fucking do that. Here, let me get caught up with chat. Finish your thing. I'm just gonna interject when I see something we're saying. Go ahead.
I was just saying that I got shows with Tiffany Norton and Frank Roche at Camp Bar. There's 4 shows this weekend, Friday and Saturday night. Shows at 7 and 9:30. You can buy them online or at the door.
Mikey says they're already trying to rewrite history. Trump's legacy will not be taught in schools. No, it will be because that's the thing. He's still a president, And so they will have to remember him. And this is the important thing to remember about history when it comes to presidents or leaders. Nobody really remembers the social, like there are people that really look into it, but like nobody remembers the social, like what was the biggest, okay, Doima, I'm going to quiz you on history, okay?
Okay.
We'll start out easy, okay?
Okay.
What was the biggest social thing that happened during the Kennedy presidency?
Probably the civil rights movement.
Correct, right? So that's one that you can nail right away because it's huge and it's impactful, right?
Yep.
But like, unless the BLM, and I don't even know if we're calling it that movement, but the like don't kill civilians movement, I don't like, we need to stop all this divisiveness if we want it to be people against the machine, first of all. But like, history will maybe remember this as like when June, like they might remember this presidency as like Juneteenth and when like cops stopped killing black people, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. But the reality is, as of right now, like the social temperature in the room, like again, for Kennedy, easy, right? What was the biggest
to call it? Yeah.
Right, but what was the biggest social thing that happened in Nixon's era? In Ford's era?
Vietnam.
I mean, no, socially. I'm saying domestically. You think just the protests of Vietnam?
Well, the protest of Vietnam was
but
massive.
check it out.
Check
it out. That's a byproduct of war, and war is remembered. Okay. Guess what Trump doesn't have under him for the first president since Carter?
No, I know he doesn't have a single military.
Not a single military war. He's got like 3 or 4 military actions, but he has not. He has not done operations. He has not declared a war. He is the first president in our lifetime to not have a war going during his first 4 years. And that includes Clinton, that includes Obama, that includes H.W. Reagan. You have to go all the way back to Carter before you find a peacetime president. And that's what he'll be remembered as. He'll be remembered as a peacetime president. And that's what's crazy to think of.
The only military thing I can think of with Trump that really comes to mind is when he dropped the Moab.
Yeah, but I mean, like, but you remember what happened with that, right?
Yeah, he got a lot of flack for that. Yeah,
right,
that was
because Bolton and Rumsfeld wanted that fucking war. Like, so what happened is, like, the Dems have been preheating the war in Syria for years. The Republicans have been preheating the war in the Middle East for years. Not Iran specifically. It's all Middle East, whatever. But like, the reality is that both sides are the same, and we're going to balance this checkbook with war because that's what we do here. And Trump coming in fucked both parties up so much so that they were trying to frame him on the way in. Now, I know you don't like Trump. I get that, right? But what is your feelings now that we have evidence that the FBI was trying to frame him as he came into office?
Well, like I think I've said it on this program before. We do have to celebrate, even if we don't like a president, we have to celebrate them more when they do something that we do like.
I agree. I would make the argument the more you dislike a president, the more you have to celebrate things they do that they like. Because, like, if you like a president, that president should be doing what you want to do most of the time.
Yeah, but if you dislike the president and you don't agree with a lot of their things, but they do something that you vehemently agree with, I will celebrate the fact that he has not done a military, like there has not been a thing. And I think of that too, because I have a nephew who's in the National Guard. And he joined literally a week before the 2016 election.
Oh, yeah, I had a buddy, Jesse, who's been on the show before, Bad Man Trouble. He joined the military right as W got in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, oof. So the fact that he had the only action that my nephew had to do is he was a medic in one of the tents in Minneapolis.
Sure.
Yeah, that's it.
Fucking crazy. Okay, let me get caught up on chat here. The bounty hunter stuff was great, though I may be biased. Ellie. Okay. King Kong Dong 4242 says Nick Swartzen should come on. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, here's the thing. He'll do it, but I'm not gonna waste a favor till I got better numbers. I'm not gonna bring Nick Swartzen on here to be in front of 50 users. I'm gonna wait till I grow it a little bit more before I use my ace in the hole. Maybe I can also get Rob Schneider. Who knows? Zeke, Kyle. Oh, get it?
You should bring.
Jesus Christ! You see this fucking name right here? Zeke, Kyle. Do you get it? Do you get it, Tyler?
Oh, good.
Do you get it? And he's got blessed. Here's how you make me hate you in one comment. You have your name be Zeke Kyle, and then put 2 Jesus blessed emojis.
Oh yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, right. Like, Nazis and God? Man, you and I are not going to connect on much, buddy. Mikey Two Milk says, it's a lot of digital noise. Got better too. Bad again. Terrible. I don't know. What do you mean digital noise?
I think it might have been just through the Discord.
No, these guys aren't in Discord.
Oh, I mean, but our audio maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Vikings, is Discord an app? Yeah, Discord is an app. If you go there, you pop in. We got video games. We got all kinds of fun stuff. Forums. We got, you name it, we got it. It's a fun place to hang out. Accurate. King Kong Dong says, I figured it out. I'm second in the rankings. Nice. Fuck yeah. Good job. Also, if you guys, obviously we won't do it on air again because you guys can't fucking take it. But if you guys need help with Discord at all, message me. Like, hit me up on Facebook, text me on Discord if you're in there, hit me up on Twitch. Like, I will teach you guys how to use this because I want as many people to be able to partake in this show and weigh in as possible. So that's pretty cool.
Speaking of aces in the hole for you, Corey.
Ooh.
You did the Altercation Comedy Festival, right?
Yep.
Would you ever think about having JT on?
Yeah, I mean, I could have JT on for sure.
I think that'd be really interesting. I'd love to hear you two talk.
Oh, me and JT, it gets weird.
I know, that's why I would love to have the two of you
Him and I. Well, so I met
entertaining.
JT in Acapulco when we were doing the comedy festival because he came down there.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, I got the wrong one to the wrong.
There we go. I muted you, Yeti Flyer. Hey, look at that. Somebody's fucking up on the mic, and it's not Jeffrey.
Hey.
Pretty good. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. What were you saying? That guy fucked me up. Dude, your mic
talking
is
about
fucked.
JT and how
Whose
you met
mic?
JT.
My mic? What mic is fucked? Hold on, let me check. Hold on. I got hate mail. I got people from the Steel Toe show sending me mail basically bitching me out because I was showing... Oh, that's weird. Okay, so it's getting that digital feedback. Wow, really offended by a hack comedian with bad audio. Okay, nobody cares. Let me see if I can fix this. Fixing it on the fly, baby. Boom. Comes and goes. That's not on my end, you guys. That's on Twitch, I think. I'm trying to figure it out. My audio should all be working. Let me just double check here quick. I'll see what I can do. Give me a sec. That's really bad. Can you still hear me, Doima?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I wonder if it was clipping on that end. Is that any better, guys? Matt sounds clear. It's my mic. Yeah, it's not my mic, though. Like, there's nothing... My mic is going into the computer, and I have a... Like, here, I can show you guys what I'm looking at. Like, this right here. Whoa, look at that. This right here is the sound file in. If that... Like, this doesn't match what you're hearing. So, on my end, it's sending it to the internet the way that I'm hearing it, but you guys are hearing it differently. It's fine now. Yeah, God, that's not on my end, guys. I'm sorry you have to deal with that. That is not on me. I don't know what that is. I will look into audio stuff. Like, maybe there might be something with the way Discord interacts with Twitch. I don't know. I will try to fix it. Yeah, sorry about that, man. That sucks. I hate that. I hate when audio goes because then there's nothing. You're the only one that sounds bad.
You might as well just be
but
Steel
it's
Toe
not,
then.
Mikey, it's not my input because I just checked it the only way it's in. What's happening is there's probably... I know what's happening. It's probably a data lag on Twitch's side because of Discord and my mic together. Yeah, that's so weird. Hold on. Let me... I'll reset my mic here real quick. Go ahead. Keep talking, Matt.
Yeah, so the comic that Corey and I were talking about is JT Habersat. Very funny dude. If you're into like guys like Jay White Cotton or Doug Stanhope, these are same kind of like, I don't know what you'd call them. They're a little bit darker. He's a little bit of a darker comic. Very funny, very poignant, awesome guy. I'm a huge fan of his. Corey got to be on a festival that he runs.
I unplugged it and popped it in. No, I didn't. Okay, look, assholes. Stop. Mikey, stop. Everybody stop, okay? None of this is on my end. My microphone goes into an input, and it has one level in. Yes, it has to do with the way Discord is layering into Twitch. Like I said 5 minutes ago, I checked the only two things on my side it could be. Like the only, I mean, it could be Comcast maybe, but like doesn't look like I'm getting throttled, and I have the speed indication here. I will look into it, but like that sucks, man. But it's not. There's nothing I can do about it. So sorry. I wish I could change it, but it's not that. He sounded clear even when you guys were talking at the same time, right? Because he's coming out of Discord where I'm not. So yeah, it's definitely wonky. That sucks. Let me see what I can do here. God damn it. God damn it. No, I'm not trying to forget it. I'm trying to make sure everybody fucking... It's tough, right? Because, like, I don't want to forget it. I don't want to tell you guys you're wrong. I listened to the clip. That sucks, but I don't know what it is on my end. I mean, I'll do some research and see. Maybe that's it. Yeah, it just sucks. Well, you say shit show. You say it is what it is, but, like, the reality is that I mean, that's going to make listeners go down. That's going to make the enjoying... Like, I'm sure Mikey wasn't enjoying listening to me roboting out. I mean, like, I want to make sure everybody's having a good experience here, you know? I mean, like, unless I want them to have a bad experience. Like, I want the people that I'm smiting to be the people I actually want to smite, you know?
True.
There we go. Check. So, all right. Well,
like
it's back
Zeke.
on you. Yeah. Whatever you did fixed it. It hasn't happened yet. All right. Well, hopefully it doesn't happen again. I don't know what the fuck that was. See, that almost that almost freaks me out more when it's something like that and you're like, what the fuck happened? What the fuck was that? You know?
Oh, I know all too well about audio issues.
Ugh, it's fucking weird. All right. Yeah, so we'll have him on at some point. Did you unplug
No,
something?
yeah,
I unplugged
or any of the
everything and
people
popped it
from
back in. What?
Anybody from Altercation would be really interesting.
Sure.
Because it brings a certain altercation. The Altercation Fest is a very, they're very selective on the type of comic they bring in.
No, they're not.
So, I thought they were.
No, they're all JT's friends.
Oh well, that's still specific. Hey, I'm a big JT fan. I think he's hilarious.
Yeah, he's super funny. He's a good dude.
Yeah, I know, but I'm also a huge Stanhope guy. So I mean,
yeah,
him and Stanhope have a big background. So that's how I found out about him. Who else could you bring on? That'd be interesting. Like bringing some different like non-Minneapolis comics would be very cool. I know you have, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I like who? Like, what should I do? What did you just say?
Oh, like I know you have connections all around the country.
Yeah.
To just different comics and stuff. It'd just be kind of cool to get some different perspectives. But
oh yeah, I mean, we'll work on that. Like the whole thing is that like everything in this show so far has been a check and balance in. Like there's always like, so when you're making a product, when you're making a brand of any kind, it usually goes to 3 or 4 phases, right? Phase 1 is just doing it. You don't fucking worry about anything. You just do it, right?
Yep.
Phase 2 is market and figure out where you want to be. And yeah, everybody's taking requests now. Call Carol Natskins. Nah, I'm good on that. Carol Natskins. Mike Vecchione would do it. I actually know him. I've opened for him twice. He's a good dude. Darren Chase. He's on. That makes me think you are Darren Chase. Like, I feel like not even Darren Chase thinks he's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's fucking crazy, right? What the hell? Yeah, all right, well, whatever. Mr. Approachable says, you can tell you've got some steel toe listeners in here now. One technical thing goes wrong and they keep harassing you about it, waiting for it to explode. Well, but I mean, if I fixed it by disconnecting and popping it in, who cares? I mean, maybe like whatever. King Kong Don, get crutches on. No, I don't do crutches anymore. I tried to have him on when we first started this show. You can go back and listen to the early shows. I tried to call him a bunch, and then he became a giant fucking bitch about me making fun of him. So he will not be on this show again. I even tried to give him extra chances. I called him, like we were calling him nightly, and then he said he was down, so we started giving him suicide checks. And he like didn't even tell me to fuck off. He just like passive aggressively stopped answering the phone like a little bitch. So, whatever. I like the guy. He's okay. I mean, I don't know. I think, like, Johnny Crutches is more evil than all of us want to admit, though. Right?
No comment.
Ooh. That's what Doima does when he agrees with stuff, you fucking milquetoast.
Tom Michel.
Yeah, I think it's a real interesting... Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like people don't really like Johnny, but they act like they like him because he's crippled. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but that's just how I feel. Still no comment, huh?
Oh, sorry. I'm also actually uploading Floor Hogs episode as we speak.
Oh yeah, nice. Producer Mikey goes, Corey and Johnny Rumble live Sunday. What? No. Why would I? I'm not gonna fight a crippled dude. Why would I do that? Ugh. The worst.
It's easy, Corey. Just get
Crack,
MS real
baby.
quick,
No,
and then we'll...
man, I love Johnny. Do you? What do you love about him? What do you love about Johnny? I don't think you do. He's more entertaining than Oz. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Oz and Johnny are just kind of yes men to Aaron on there, though. Like, on the Steel Toe show, like, Adrian and myself give different perspectives. Like, yeah, Johnny is always poor me, and Johnny is like... I think Johnny is funny sometimes. I do too. And here's the thing. I think, yeah, that's exactly it. Pity monster. God damn, P. Diddy monster. I love these screen names. No, that's exactly it. He's an underdog, and I think people don't, like, they pity him. Like, I don't believe that that's the thing. You totally would. My money's on Johnny. Oh, I mean, look at this. Mike, you're not even, like, these aren't even good comments. You're not subscribed. They're not good comments. Ugh. Yeah, well, so King Kong Dong, the reality is, like, for Steel Toe, right? Like, Oz, like, okay, I would love to say I'm the best second mic because of my ego. But the reality is the best second mic on that show is Oz because he's been there from the beginning. So him and Aaron have a riff chemistry. Like, he riffs with Aaron better than anyone, period. Just does. And I always used to like Whiskey Pete. Whiskey Pete was my favorite before I was on the show because I love how he just like dead stops. Because you dead stop, Aaron gets a little panicky, and Aaron panicky gets mad, and Aaron panicky and mad is fucking hilarious. Like that's the reality about
Agreed.
the Steel Toe show. Nobody really likes Aaron. It's just really fun to watch him get angry. And he will.
Oh, it's hilarious to watch angry Aaron.
Mm-hmm. Notice how I told Crack Baby is not what do you like about Johnny, and he still hasn't written anything. I'm just saying. Who's your favorite guy on the Steel Toe?
I like Adrian.
Yeah, Adrian's good. I like Adrian
like
because
how
he can like get through Aaron's bullshit to have real conversations. It's also really funny too because it makes Aaron look like a giant flip-flopper all the time. Like last 2 weeks ago, man. Fucking, I got this new modem, right? And Comcast fucked me out of being able to set it up and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was so funny because I wasn't able to do the Steel Toe Corey show, which I will do tonight at 6 p.m. And it's just funny because, like, I had this whole show about the flip-flopping that he was done playing. And it was so funny because, like, there is, and I might go back and figure it out and do it again, but it was Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. He was all like, oh, yeah, well, it's a private business. Raleigh should be able to have a Confederate flag. Nobody cares, blah, 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 right? And then on Friday, when Adrian's there, he's like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, if people are offended, you should just take it down. It's like, you flip-floppy motherfucker. Let's see. King Kong Dong says, Oz, I like him. Wait, hold on, there we go. What is this one? Natalie Ringsmith.
Oh, that's Natalie Ringsmith is the head of Unite Cloud.
Damn muff. Okay. What up? Pretty great. No, I did not millisecond 420. I did not put it out because again, Comcast fucked me, so I didn't get it. So I mean, like, well, this is the full take. I'm doing it right now. Basically, Monday and Tuesday of that week, you can go back and it's the week that all the Raleigh shit happened. It wasn't this week. It was last week, I believe. Yeah, so it would have been last Tuesday. So it would have been 2 weeks ago then. Because it was the week before. So all the Steel Toe Corey shows just encompass one topic. Oh, shit. Got a new sub, baby. What up, the real motherfucker? Thank you for the sub. Super rad. Also, shout out to Benny the Jets 1515 for the follow. Love to have your sub, buddy. You the man. All right. So, yeah, like the reality is that with Aaron, like he'll say something with Oz, he'll say something with me, he'll say something with Johnny, And then on Friday, when Adrian's there, he will completely change his mind. And if you want to go back in the archives, and I had certain ones taped, but I remember the one was one day on Johnny's, one day on Oz, and then Adrian were the two that I grabbed, where he's literally talking. He has this like 5 to 10 minute tirade on the Monday show about how it's a private business. They should have whatever they want, blah, 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 which for the record, I'm okay with. Like, I think the way that we're cracking down on the the Confederate flag might as well be the conservative flag.
Nice Freudian slip.
Yeah, it's pretty great, actually. I like that. I'm going to start calling it that. Like, but the reality is that, like, if you want to make the argument that, like, I'm a libertarian. I'm a pretty true libertarian. I'm not like Aaron, where I'm a Republican that will tell you I'm a libertarian. I am a libertarian. And if you want to have a Confederate flag in your yard at your home, fucking do it. If you want to have a Confederate flag in your own private business, fucking do it. That's your right. If people are offended by that or they get mad about it, guess what? They don't have to go to your establishment. That's how the free market works. And I'll give you a great example. NASCAR. Do you think, do you think NASCAR changed the Confederate flag because they really cared about that issue? Or do you think they did it because they thought it was an opportunity to reach out and grab some people that normally might not actually be in the spectrum? Like, so like the thing about the NASCAR move is, like, they are probably going to pick up, like, let's say you have just your virtue signalers. They're people that just want to hard sell their virtue signal, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a percentage of those people that will start watching NASCAR because they want to support what they did with the Confederate flag, regardless if they liked or didn't like NASCAR.
Yeah, and it's going to be even bigger now with that whole issue with that Bubba driver where they found the noose in his garage.
Ooh, yeah,
and then
I didn't see
all
that.
the drivers
That's
push.
gross. Whenever you find nooses, like, you gotta go, man. That's bad.
And then did you see the other thing where all the drivers like walked behind him and pushed his car over the line?
No.
Did someone say NASCAR?
Oh, hi,
Yeah.
Tovar.
Yeah, so you would be able to talk about this, Tovar. Did you see that where all the drivers pushed Bubba's car?
Yeah, so I actually just posted a link to that article from Jalopnik on Corey's Motors link here in Discord. So yeah, I was actually just reading about that as I joined the show. Which is
Oh, yeah, you did. That's crazy. Yeah, it's right there in the Discord a minute ago.
Yeah. I literally was like, oh, I'll post this article and come see what they're talking about. Really funny.
Well, we're talking about NASCAR and like them getting rid of the Confederate flag. And then I said,
so yesterday, I forget his name now. I just read the article, but they're only
If you
black
guys
driver in
hold on one
NASCAR.
second. If you guys want to read the article, we do have a motor section that Tovar pretty much runs. It's got all your motor sports cars, all that. Head over to the Discord. It's all right there. We also have. Can you do me a favor, Tovar, if you get a chance?
Sure.
For that link. So if you post something during the show, pop it over on the show page part as well.
Oh, also just a double. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that way, so like if somebody comes in, we have a section in the Discord. If you get there,
Who's
that's
got
called
a tractor running right now.
what? A tractor? Oh, Yeti Flyer. Yeti Flyer. I muted. Here, I'll server mute him. There. Is that better?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can mute him too.
Yeah, that guy. Well, he forgot to mute his mic, so I muted it. Also, hey, shout out Tovar. Shout out to Jeffrey Rogers. Motherfucker came in this room and cut his own mic himself. First time he's done that since the fucking 3 weeks he's been in here. Proud of you, Jeffrey.
We can't all be taught.
Well, I just didn't think Jeffrey could be taught. All right, so why don't you, Tovar, sound in on this? Because what I will do is I will try to catch up and skim over this article because I have no knowledge about what you guys are talking about at all.
So NASCAR is a dying sport, guys. It's been dying for like the last decade.
So
they've been closing tracks.
Can we, Tovar, can we agree that them getting rid of the Confederate flag was literally like trying to get more people involved?
I
Like
mean,
it's
this
trying
is
to
the same
reach.
thing. Yeah. I mean, this is the same thing as anybody doing a protest. This is like when Colin Kaepernick was like sucking at football and decided they should take a stand with Black Lives Matter. Like, I agree with both of these stances, but there's definitely ulterior.
Well, and
reasons
as a
behind it.
49ers fan, I can tell you with
Yeah.
Kaepernick, that motherfucker was like fine with all the fucking shit until it looked like he wasn't going to get his starting job. And nobody wants to talk about that, but
Yeah.
I'm a Niners fan. I fucking watched it. You know when he
Right.
started fucking protesting? The moment he got demoted to third string because he kept throwing the worst picks I've ever seen, and I'm
the
a
worst
Viking
picks,
fan.
and then like everybody was on to his running game. Like so,
Right.
like they basically took away his whole running game,
Yep.
and like he was just throwing these fucking interceptions all day long. And
Well, what
here's
happened
the
was
thing.
like, the NFL got wise to the pistol system. And there's just nothing else he could do. And he was taught the pistol system. He was the first quarterback that was ever taught it. He was basically brought up and made to be that.
Yeah.
All right, so
no, but
NASCAR.
I agree with his switch. I mean, it's a good play. He's doing good work, and I think that's what NASCAR is also trying to do. They realize that they're a dying sport that's probably not going to make it in another 10 years unless they refresh their fan base.
Well, they had an image problem too.
Yes,
you start looking at like.
Well, I mean, they have people walking in solidarity with a
fans
dude in a noose. Let's say they have an image problem for sure.
Yeah. Well, did you see? They also had someone pay to have a plane flown over the racing event on Sunday with a Confederate flag towing behind the plane.
Oh, that's crazy.
And then behind that it said defund NASCAR.
Yep.
Also, this is kind of cool. You guys might enjoy this, Tovar and Doima. So in the Discord last night, I added a COVID tracker that goes off of that World Infometer, the CDC, the WHO, like three
John
other
Hopkins.
John Hopkins, three other. So it goes off of, it's like 27 different databases.
Oh, wow.
Averages them all together, so you can just pop in. It's the COVID tracker. Cove is the precursor, so you can go in there and you can search, and it goes by country, by world. Like, there's so many qualifiers. It's crazy.
Figure out how bad we're getting hosed right now.
Well, it's interesting to see the numbers as they statistically are represented over a lot of sources, because they just aren't being reported factually.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead.
Well,
talk about this NASCAR thing. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I mean, we keep getting sidetracked. Anyway, so yeah, it all like culminated today with and this is something that's never happened before, where all these teams have gotten together to just push out one car. Like, normally NASCAR is just a bunch of like rednecks with a combined IQ of like 120, all just waiting to like hit each other and like get into these fucking pit fights, So it's kind of neat to watch them come together. I'm not the biggest fan of NASCAR, so like this is actually kind of neat, Like when I was a kid and I wanted to take a nap, like I would just put on a NASCAR event, because like 3 hours of people just driving left will put anybody to sleep.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this. I
was always a Formula One guy.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I've never been a NASCAR guy, but when I lived in Germany, I got super into drift racing, because they do all those, like, Volkswagen drift races. And, like, when you add, like, hills and turns and, actual driving terrain, it becomes very interesting.
Well, that's the funny thing is that the rest of the racing world really looks down on NASCAR.
Because it's
just like
garbage.
a dumb, ignorant American sport, And, like, when you look at like,
so wait, hold on. So is NASCAR viewed like football is to the rest of the world in comparison to soccer?
Yeah, and what's really funny is that they invite these NASCAR drivers to do these like Daytona races, these Sebring races, these different 24-hour like endurance races, like these big, huge racing events. Like Dale Earnhardt Sr. used to do one. He used to drive a Corvette back in the day, and he was somewhat successful. And every once in a while, you'll have a driver that can kind of keep up with the big boys, but most of the time it's really fucking hilarious to see like Dale Earnhardt Jr. try and keep up with like a guy who's running like modified Type 2 freaking like one of the fastest cars you can race in Le Mans and shit,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I always just thought like NASCAR was stupid. Also they had that fucking movie Days of Thunder, and like if you get Tom Cruise involved, I'm already hate you. The exception being Top Gun.
There was actually a really cool scene in that movie where they take two rental cars and then just beat the living fuck out of them.
Right. 20 minutes of cool for an hour and a half of boring. Nobody wants to see Tom Cruise drive cars around Nicole Kidman's thighs. Get fucked.
His name was Dick Trickle.
No, was it?
Really? I've never seen Days of Thunder, so I didn't realize that.
Yeah. The main character's name is Dick Trickle, and there's a really cool like car chase / rental car bang up scene in the middle of it, and that's about the whole movie.
That movie sucks.
You're welcome.
Cole. They're saying it's Cole. Everybody's saying it's Cole. That was his name.
I guess. I mean, it's like back in the days of open face helmets, so you can literally watch that movie and know how Dale Earnhardt Sr. died.
Mikey Tumok says Italians breed the fastest driver in almost all genres of motorsport.
Ooh, that is super, super false. Italians do make some fast drivers, but if you want to run a race, go out and get a Swede.
Or a German.
Yeah, German or a Swede.
I feel like that's weird though, because like Swedes and Germans are bigger. You would think it would be the smaller Italians, and
Oh,
I'm
Dick
not just
Trickle
saying
was-
that because I'm Italian.
Yeah, that's right. Dick Trickle was a competitor. It wasn't Tom's name. Anyway, what were you saying about Italian drivers, Corey?
Oh, I just didn't know. I think you guys Italian drivers are the best.
Oh, whatever. You fucking suck big dicks.
I have one name for you, Michael Schumacher.
Yeah, that's very true. You know.
What about Mario
He's
Andretti?
I think Schumacher had more titles
Oh yeah,
or more wins.
Michael Schumacher is like the most decorated race car driver in pretty much the entire world.
What
Formula
about
One,
like but wasn't there like who the fuck is that guy? Nah, man, I don't know. I guess
Andretti
like,
is one of them. Andretti's
no,
really
ask
good. Don't
it's
get
like
me wrong.
Ascari. It's like Albert or something like that. Is that his name?
Oh, you're thinking of a guy from like the 30s or the 40s.
Right, but like Italians had like 5 guys that had like they have 5 guys that are in the top 8 for titles held. It's
But you know what?
absolutely Italians as far as F1's concerned.
I don't think so. No,
I'm looking at the
I would look
Wikipedia right now. They're all Italians.
You're all Italians.
Whatever.
Hey,
Riccardo Patrisi?
Yeah, that could be a Spanish name.
These are Italians, motherfucker. Michele Alberto. Nino Farina,
that guy's Portuguese.
whose real name is Giuseppe.
Yeah, that guy's definitely not an Italian. I don't know what you're talking about.
Totally an Italian. Mario Andretti. Yeah, Albert Ascari. That's the guy's name.
But Europeans, anyway, the reason why they're better drivers is just because they have more training just to begin with. You know, like the average like German or Swedish person has to go through like 2.5 years of driving school and pay like $3,000 just to get their driver's license.
Ugh, no thanks.
Yeah.
Hey,
But-
man, I've driven on the Autobahn once. It was wild.
Yeah, I mean, it makes really safe drivers. And that's the thing is like they take these 14, 15-year-old kids and they take them out in snowy roads and they make them spin the car out and they make them get it sideways and they make them learn how to recover it in all these different positions.
Mhm.
And that's something that Americans would never do to our drivers. We would never put someone through how to like pull themselves out of a 360 spin or get a car sideways and be able to drift out of it, you know?
Now, can you do all of that turning left? That's the real question.
I mean, back to the NASCAR discussion thing that we were starting with. Yeah, so like the move to get rid of the Confederate flag, which is what like Corey and I were starting before you came in, Tovar.
Yeah.
It's to increase it. I mean, granted, yeah. I mean, like you and I and Corey to a point would all agree, like, yeah, it's probably the right move.
Yes.
But it's also a financial move. It is
Oh, for sure.
No,
completely a
it's
financial
absolutely financial.
I mean,
This has been my argument. This is always my argument. Like everybody acts like the free market doesn't do this shit, but like the thing about the free market is that because it's consumer driven, it ends up having to be a reflection of the society. So for instance,
NASCAR isn't free market. There's no competitors.
it absolutely is.
to
It's a
NASCAR.
private business making a decision to make more money. It's the definition of a free market move.
I think we just got sick of being ducked on by Jeff Dunham.
I mean,
Honestly,
that's on them for talking to Jeff Dunham, first of all.
This just
Fair
feels
enough.
like a Hail Mary, really, is all this is. I mean, this
Well,
is
but it
just
doesn't
them,
matter.
like,
It doesn't
throwing-
matter what the causality is. The reality is that they are taking a side in a social issue because they think it's going to lead to more profits in the long run, which is literally why I advocate for the free market. The free market will be a reflection of society. It always has to be because we're the consumers.
I know. On the flip side of that, you have like Chick-fil-A saying that they're going to stop donating money to all these like anti-LGBT groups.
Sure,
and
but
then,
here's
they
but
go
here's
ahead
the
and do it
reality of
anyway.
Chick-fil-A. At this point, less than 30% are owned by the initial company. That means a large majority of your company are franchisees that are not donating to gay rights. There's not a single one in Minnesota
That's not true
donating.
at all, because in order to buy that franchise, they have to donate some money to like anti-LGBT. Because like that's the thing is like you have to buy those franchises, and that money is going to be used for anti-LGBTQ.
Right, but
like,
if that's the slippery slope causality argument. Like by that
Sure.
argument, you can never buy a product in this world again. Chocolate
No,
is made by
like,
slave
I'm
labor.
I'm not using that as an argument to say that people should stop shopping at
Right.
Chick-fil-A. Like,
but
don't confuse
here's the
me. I'm
thing.
just
You
saying
have
that,
no. But if somebody buys a franchise, right? Like, let's say
Yes.
they buy a franchise. Some of the
Yeah.
money does go to Chick-fil-A Corporation, right?
Yeah.
But there is no way to monitor what percentage of that is going to what thing because the company they're two separate transactions.
I mean, you can say that more of a percentage would be going to it than if you didn't go to Chick-fil-A at all.
I
Like,
mean,
if you
maybe.
didn't- If you didn't support it, then you could say that none of your money was being contributed.
Well,
to
but okay,
that.
but
Like,
I'll give you the counter to that, right?
yeah.
The one in St. Louis Park, the one by our house,
Mhm.
donates to a bunch of pro LBGT funds to cancel out the money that they're paying franchise-wise. And that's the same person that owns the one in Bloomington. And this is something that they've just been doing. So
well, how
now,
do you know this? Is this like an article that's out, or?
yeah, I can show you. It was like a Star Tribune article, and then it's like something else that came out because it was when they were first coming in here. There's a lot of backlash, and so the owner
now
decided.
you get chicken at those two locations. Not only are you paying for anti-LGBTQ rights, but you're paying for the opposite of LGBT.
No,
That's kind
you're
of funny.
not paying for
So
anything because they're
well, he's
giving
trying to
money to
cancel
both
it out.
sides, so it's a complete wash.
Yeah, he's trying to cancel it out. I see what he's
Right.
doing.
So like, but the reality is that like, if you like this, it's a very weird thing. It's like for instance, the exact opposite of that, like a Hobby Lobby, right? Now those are all owned by Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
So
like
every
those-
time
and those
you
guys
spend
are-
money there, you are absolutely donating to anti-gay rights. And I would say that if you buy some Chick-fil-A down south, but that being said, check it out. That chicken is delicious. I don't know, maybe the hate is what makes it so good. I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
they say it's pickle juice, but I think it might be the hate. It's fucking delicious. And I don't
That's the tough rub because it is a very good sandwich.
Right, and that's where the free market comes in yet again. I'm willing to bypass my morals for chicken that delicious. And if NASCAR had racing that good, maybe they could still have Confederate flags.
Yeah, maybe if they put a right turn in every once in a
question,
while.
guys. Here's the real question: why is everybody mad? They're still waving the Confederate flag on the last lap.
Hey.
I hate the Confederate, like the Confederate argument to me is I just can't even wrap my fucking head around it. Like,
No,
'cause
I've
everybody,
never been able to.
Everybody always goes, "Oh, it's my heritage." Well, it's not your heritage. The Confederacy existed for 4 fucking years. That's half of Obama's presidency. Like, there is not an adult on this planet that would say 4 years of their life is their legacy. That's fucking insane.
Yeah, but it's way easier for someone to say that a flag is their heritage than to say that race is their heritage. Like, that's what they're just supporting a word for another word.
I don't think they are, all of them. I think some people are,
It's
but I mean,
fair.
I genuinely know people from the South that like take great pride in being rebels, and I don't think it's race motivated. I don't.
I've also seen people that like take great pride in their heritage being racism, and then when they're racist, try and tell me that it's cute because that's their heritage.
Sure. I mean, like, personal experience is anecdotal for sure. I
Yeah.
also know a lot of people that claim to be Nazis that still like America. You know what I mean? Like that's like
that's a weird one too.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's all weird when you get to like fanaticism. It has no logic. It can't.
Yeah.
Well,
But I
my
don't
heritage is destroying Confederacy, so
there you go.
That's all of our heritage. If you're from Minnesota, like, that's the other thing too. I don't mind, like, people like Brady and stuff like that came from the South. Sure. Like, if you came from the South, I still think that's stupid, but like, I get that you feel connected to this thing, but don't tell me it's your fucking legacy. And we're not having a conversation about you putting symbols from a failed coup in government buildings. I don't know how that was ever allowed, but that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
If you want a Confederate flag, like Raleigh's, right? If you want a Confederate flag on your own property, I don't give a fuck. If you're a business owner and you want to put it in there, I don't give a fuck. If I feel so strongly about the Confederate flag, which I don't, for the record, I don't look at the Confederate flag and see racism. I see, oh, look at that failed coup. What a bunch of losers. It doesn't make me feel any kind of way because we won that war. If a bunch of backwards hicks want to cling to an agonizing defeat, that's on them. It doesn't have anything to do with race. It has to do with them propping up like their heritage as being losers. Like think about that. Not only is it only 4 years, it's an agonizing defeat over the course of 4 years. Like, who the fuck says their heritage? Like, how many times have you, like, Tovar, how many times have you played UFC 3 with me or 1 or whatever? Let's say 1.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's say that you won 4 games or I lost 4 games. Is that our legacy in that game? No. And also, have you ever bragged about losing?
I think, yeah, that's the other thing. I think that a lot of places, because of the extension of Jim Crow laws, there's a lot of places in the South that feel like they never lost. I mean, there's still places in the South
and that's
where it would
the
really
people that are
suck to
going
be
to have a
black person.
real bad day coming up, because as
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest social justice movement guy, but I also am not anti it. I get it. Like I think they're swinging the pendulum too far. I think
You get
they
what
think
you fucking deserve. But
right.
that's
Well,
what
I
happens.
think I think that's exactly. I think they're swinging the pendulum too far. Because here's the reality about equality. It's kind of hard to get there because you empower one side that's not equal. And so far in history, across all human occurrences, no one has stopped when the pendulum hits equal. No one in the history of mankind.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like we've never really swung it towards equality either.
No, lots of places have, for sure. Like,
I mean, you can't really use us as an example.
I didn't say us. I'm saying through the annals of history, man. I mean, that's how fucking. That's
okay,
how like.
well, how about,
that's how Russia got rid of the czars. That was an equality movement. That didn't work out so well. Mao. That was an equality movement. Fucking Fidel Castro. That was an equality movement.
Yeah, but a lot of these things weren't really. Well, in a lot of ways, you can say that the Cuban people are more free than us. I mean,
but
like,
they weren't when Fidel was in.
That's not true either. They were definitely better educated than us. I mean, a lot of.
No, but they weren't. Dude, they couldn't even they couldn't leave. You can't tell me. Tell me someone's more free with us if they're not allowed to leave. That's not freedom.
Yeah, sure, but that's not them. That's us. Like their country wasn't the one telling them they couldn't. I mean, yeah, for sure.
They absolutely were. Cuba was not letting their citizens leave Cuba.
Yeah, because they were all fleeing to America. I get that.
No, not even fleeing. Like they wouldn't even let them go down South America. When Fidel took over, they stopped being able to travel abroad. Cubans. That's what every Cuban you've ever encountered is there illegally, according to Cuba. You know what I mean? Like that's like, and that's why we had all the stuff. Well, like if you could get here, you're here. You know, like that was kind of us being like, yeah, that's kind of fucked up, bro. Like, but Cuba wasn't like, they weren't issuing passports. There was a long period in Cuba where the Cuban people were not allowed to leave Cuba. That's not free. You can say they're testing better and they're doing all this, but it's like, yeah, you know who else tests really good? A lot of people in prisons because they're not allowed to leave.
Well, I mean, the point that I was trying to make, that it wasn't all necessarily Cuba. A lot of like political things going on with embargoes and stuff that helped trap those people there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but they had a travel restriction ban though on their citizens. So no matter what the outlier other stuff was, they weren't allowed to leave.
Sure, but they also like weren't able to get milk and cereal and shit that would want them to be happy.
Right, which they could get elsewhere, which they weren't allowed to go get.
Yeah, right. Right.
My point is that like I understand, and that's why like I always kind of stay out of it unless I see something really overt that I feel like I have to interact with. But it's like I understand like this whole rioting. Do I condone rioting? Not really. I don't care. I get it. I get when people are mad and protests are massive, you're gonna have riots. Like rioting is a byproduct.
It's awesome. They had stuff popping off at the White House again last night.
I mean, I don't mind that, but like when we burnt down that police station here, right? That was fun to watch, right? It's fun and all that, right? But the reality is that like the destruction we watched represents another 75 years that area of Minneapolis is going to be poor as fuck.
Oh, for real, yeah.
And that's the problem. It's like watching looters destroy cop cars and post office cars is one of the saddest I've ever been. Even the police station. That's coming out of our tax money. You literally get to pay for that. Like Target, like the banks, all that shit, that's going to be covered by insurance. But every piece of city property damage, we get to pay for. And more importantly, now that they're talking about abolishing the police, you're going to find a lot of those businesses are going to they're going to move to the suburbs, man. This is not like Minneapolis already had a problem because they raised their minimum wage, they replaced with condos, and now they're about to lose a shitload of jobs. This is literally about to be Detroit, guys.
Yeah,
I'm not even saying it's not justified. Like, I get it. I'm not mad at anybody that broke shit. I'm just saying it's sad how this is going to play out. That's all. You know, I'm not like, oh, and I hate people that are like, oh, I condone the protests, but not the rioters. Like, they're the same people. If you get a protest big enough, they'll turn into riots almost always.
Right. Well, also, like, they tried protesting for a lot of fucking years, and, like, nobody listened to that, you know?
Well, I mean, and me and Doima were talking about that a little bit earlier, where it's like, it's funny because, like, every time something like this happens, and that's my fear, I was telling you about that, like, how I think it's gravitating back to normal. And my fear is that that happens because then the next one, like every time this gravitates to normal and doesn't get resolved, that just means the next one is going to be even worse.
Yeah, and see, that's where we disagree. Like looking at feeds last night and seeing everything like reigniting in different parts of the country makes me realize that like I don't think this is just gonna like fold over in another 2 weeks. I really don't.
Well, I mean, I'm not talking about the nation. I'm talking about here. When I say blowing over, I'm saying here specifically. We are the place that burnt down a police station. We were the hub of what was the like. Nobody else comes close to the violence we enacted that second night.
Third night, yeah.
See, I figured out what it was too, because you and I are both off a day. It's not that I'm off a day. It's that when I say second night, I'm talking second night of rioting, not protesting. It was the third night of protesting, but the second night of rioting.
Wednesday, so Tuesday it was raining and they all got rained out.
But they still had people that gathered that didn't they didn't do anything. There were people in rain jackets that gathered.
Yeah, but I'm saying those were like what I would consider still protests. Wednesday night is when it started to transfer from peaceful to violence.
Sure.
And honestly, you could really make the argument that it was Tuesday, because Tuesday is when every cop car in that lot got just basically murdered.
Right. That's what I consider. It's Tuesday and Thursday, so it's the second and third night.
So it started Tuesday with the breaking of the windows.
Yep.
Then Wednesday night it started.
What was the one with all the post office cars where they literally were joyriding in the post office cars?
That was Wednesday and Thursday night.
Yeah, so Wednesday is the first night of rioting. Yeah, so it's the second night. That's why, because you're saying that, so it's the second night of the rioting, the Wednesday that, shit went down, right? Or Thursday.
But the police station didn't burn till that Friday.
What happened on Thursday then?
Thursday is when the scorched earth happened. So Thursday is when the last night that they actually tried to protect it. That's when you saw all those state police.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. I am missing a day then. You're right. Yeah, I do remember that because that's when they went through all their tear gas, and that's why they couldn't protect it the next night.
And that's why Friday it fell because Thursday they blew their fucking wad.
All right.
Yep.
I just don't I mean, I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. I hope this is finally the thing that implements some kind of change, but I just this is literally going to be them documenting Juneteenth as a holiday, which whatever. I mean, it's weird to me that you call Freedom Day a day where more than half of the country is still enslaved, but I'm just a white guy. What do I know?
Yeah.
God, I hate people. I asked somebody on a thread, why Juneteenth? And I got just bombarded being called a racist, and I don't know what I'm talking about. It was on my Facebook page, and I go, what are you talking about?
I remember.
And they're like, this and that. I go, you understand that the date you're celebrating, more than half of the country still had slaves. Slavery still... No, it wasn't this, that. No, it's ratified December 6th. I even pulled the date out of my head and went over and verified it, and I was correct. That's how much I know about this topic of history. And it's I get it. Here's the thing. Legislate 2 holidays then, if that's what you want to do. But don't tell people that this is what it is. Otherwise, going forward now, you're going to have let's say everything moves towards, let's say we do a complete juxtaposition, right? And black people become the power and white people are the minority, whatever it is that fucking fragile white people fear. I don't fucking know, but whatever, right? Let's say black people are in charge, right? Then what happens is 20 or 30 years down the road, you have a subgroup of black people who weren't free, who are now going to overturn and turn this holiday into a giant political... it's like they build into the infrastructure the ability for people to get pissed off. It's just crazy.
Well, that's because it's so easy for anybody to get pissed off.
But for instance, Juneteenth, that's not... more than half of the country was still slaves on that day, but you're going to call it Freedom Day? And you don't think down the road some of the people that were still slaves are going to have a problem with that? Because anybody that was outside of, we're talking, I mean, it's most of the country at that point. Because it wasn't ratified till the 6th. The 6th in December is when everybody was free. And they weren't even free then, because then that's when Jim Crow laws start.
Well, and that's the argument, is that, I mean, what are you really going to celebrate? Because they don't have their freedom now. I mean,
no, but why not do it if you want to do it? Because the reason you're picking that date is because you're virtue signaling to Tulsa. So why not make a holiday that's in remembrance to the Black Wall Street Massacre?
I don't know, man. We're not the guys that gets to set these dates. And honestly, I don't really care. I mean, the whole celebratory part of it is very arbitrary. You can't really do any celebrating until
It's not arbitrary though, because that's how history remembers important events.
Sure. I mean, but like, name me 5 people that can remember one historical event accurately at the same time. Like, everybody misconstrues history. That's
It doesn't
what
right.
part
No,
of
no,
history
but
is for.
that's exactly the thing. They misconstrue history, but when it's part of their normal, like for instance, President's Day, right? That's not all presidents or anything like that, but like Memorial Day, Labor Day, these are all things that go back to a person or an event in history. And even though the details might be lost to people on those dates, they still remember what Labor Day is. They still remember what Memorial Day is.
Yeah, but hardly anybody remembers that Christmas is really just a cover up to get rid of pagan holidays.
I mean, kind of, yeah.
Or Easter.
Well, it's actually, that's not true. It's a Celtic thing from the Irish.
Doesn't matter, but that's what I'm saying. It's a holiday dressed up to get people to ignore another set of holidays. Like,
yeah, it was definitely like PR control for Jesus, for sure.
And for sure, like, people know what Labor Day is, they know what Memorial Day is, but fast forward that 1,000 years and see how many of them remember what the fuck it is.
Right,
you know?
but they'll
like,
still be celebrating that holiday, so it hits the annals of being remembered.
Sure,
it's like
sure,
the whole
but
it's like the whole Christopher Columbus discovered America thing, right? Like,
yes.
Now everybody's mad because 1, he didn't. There were Native Americans here, but 2, more importantly, who the fuck do you remember the date that he did it? Do you remember? I mean, maybe you remember the 3 ships, but like all the details of that are lost except for that one because it was Columbus Day. If you're going to commemorate something, that's how it lives on beyond its dates, beyond anything, and that's how it has the most social impact. I think it would be. I mean, here's the thing. I don't care. Make them all holidays. Fucking, let's have more holidays. I don't give a shit.
I think the person that you are reflects how your holiday is remembered, right? Like, nobody's trying to rip down a Ben Franklin statue right now.
I don't know. Give it time. They ripped down Ulysses S. Grant, who won that war.
Well, and the reason why I said Ben Franklin is because his statue's on top of this big-ass building. You're not really...
Well, he was also never a president. People never remember that.
No, but he was more than anybody responsible for being the father of this country.
Right. He was so smart that he knew he didn't want to be in politics even then.
Yeah.
Like
he refused to even pick a religion. Did you know that guy would go to every freaking church? Like,
yeah.
He wouldn't. He never picked a favorite.
Well, and like, you know about him and like Jefferson, about how like they were basically kind of married to their slave, right?
Well, married to their slave, but like both of them had VD real bad because like Franklin was a poonhound.
Well, like Jefferson, like there's a lot of scholars that say like if interracial relationships weren't frowned upon in the era, he would have married that slave. Like that was, he like brought her on vacation and stuff, and like it's really crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely in love with black people, and that's one of the reasons why he built his plantation to be kind of out of the way of everyone else's, so that he could give his black people more freedom, which is funny. A lot of people don't talk about. And the other one is that like all of his writing is indicative of him wanting black people to be free, but not living in a society where he could do it.
Yeah, Mike Pradinsky nailed it perfect. He said, days like Columbus Day end up only becoming a day where you get deals at stores. Yeah, I can't wait for the Juneteenth savings to hit.
Go ahead, man.
Crazy.
December 7th is
Time out.
Pearl
You
Harbor
can't
Day.
hear you at all. What'd you do?
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, way better.
So do you think part of the reason they didn't pick December 6th is because December 7th is Pearl Harbor Day?
Yes, I do.
I think that might play into it. I don't know.
There's a giant nexus of national holidays in June. Like, there's not a lot of national holidays in the summer. There never has been. Also, I think Juneteenth has a really catchy name. I mean, that sounds cool. And you can call it Freedom Day. I mean, like, again, like it's all just marketing pandering. And it's like, I don't care, but if they end up calling it Freedom Day, you're literally going to divide anybody that knows history. Like, because that's the thing, is like, this is what I'm talking about where marketing matters. Black lives matter. You can say whatever you want about how you feel, how the movement is, what its goals are, any of that. The reality is that name is set up to be divisive. Like, it's just set up there to raise awareness, to be fair. But like then it turns into like blue lives and all lives. And now you have like in Blue Lives Matter, in Black Lives Matter, in All Lives Matter, you probably have, it's probably low, but it's probably like 15 to 20% approximations. No real math. This is clearly hypothesis. Like 15 to 20, probably like 10 to 15% of those people could all be conjoined into one group if the groups had actually managed to identify multiple issues that appeal to all these people, because the reality is it's us versus the government. Like, it's the broken infrastructure and the people battling it. It's why our forefathers thought we should overthrow the country every now and again. You got to shake things up. And divisiveness like this, like you look at, okay, the Juneteenth thing, right? So they're going to call Freedom Day a day that's not actually freedom. Like that's just setting it up to be divisive. It's setting it up for assholes like me who I don't even have a side. I just, semantically, it bothers me because it's not historically accurate. If any of that makes
The only blue lives that matter are the Na'vi from Avatar. Let's be honest. Okay.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Or, well, no, the Smurfs, too. Their lives matter as well. And the blue meanies from Yellow Submarine.
Okay.
And Tobias Funke from Arrested Development. Those are
Tavares?
the blue lives that matter.
Tavares?
There's some blue lives right there.
Some blue lives? Okay. I don't know, man. I mean, like,
Tobias
the other thing
Funke
is,
from...
yeah, I got it. I got the reference.
You never watched Arrested Development?
I don't want to have this conversation. You're not going to like where this goes.
Yeah, no, it was fine. That's just a...
I watched it. I really liked it for seasons 1 and 2. And then season 3 hit, and I got sick of it, and then I fucking hated it, and I can't watch it anymore. It's
the new ones are
it's like a 2-trick pony, and once you see the tricks, it's not even funny anymore. Yeah, Ellie Mae says, what about the Snorks? Yeah, fuck the Snorks.
Snorks weren't blue. They were yellow.
I feel like the Snorks were all different colors, weren't they? Or were they all yellow? I don't fucking know. Mike Pruditsky says the Blue Man Group, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got to have some PVC pipe fucking instruments going, baby. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, my God. We didn't even get to Mixer. Mixer's gone, you guys. We'll do that right now, actually. Boom. Tova, are you doing a show today or no? Wednesday, Friday?
No, so today is Tuesday. I wouldn't do a show today. I don't think I'm doing my Wednesday show, but I do think that me and Brady are going to be back on Friday because it's been a while and I feel bad. One, that he hasn't been able to do a show in a while, and two, I kind of miss the Fridays a little bit. So I will be back Friday with friends on Facebook. 6 o'clock Central.
Yeah, about to say you weren't going to do Wednesday with Cocazello because we have a show in Red Wing tomorrow night.
Oh, now I'm definitely doing that show. Your show is fucked, Matt.
Well, I'm not the one organizing it. I'm just getting paid to do stand-up.
Fine, I'll leave your show alone.
Where's the show at, Dogma?
It's at this place called the Barrel House in Red Wing.
The Barrel House in Red Wing.
Yeah, so it's going to be me, Cocazello, Wegleitner, and Rebecca with Smezard.
Who did Smezard set that show up? I feel like I used to do a show similar to that in Red Wing, but I don't know if it's the same bar.
Yes, Smezard's the one who books it.
I will have to talk to him.
Oh yeah, he's looking for more people, so this is just the first one post COVID.
Cool.
COVID. I posted the link in. I fucked it up. I fucked up the link. There we go. I posted the link in the show page, the show talk page. So again, if you're looking at any of the links or you want to follow along, head over to our Discord. There's the link. If that link, somebody said that link didn't work. So hold on. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a fresh link for you guys. Ray fucking meow. How about that? See, that's what I do. I give back to the people, you guys.
Donate at Corey Adam Comedy on Venmo.
Yeah, see, you get it. Good job. I like what you did there. Let's go. There we go. Boom. Edit link. Select never. You know what it is? These things only have so many uses, so I wonder if that other one expired because it had too many uses. Interesting. Here, try this one, guys. I feel like that one's going to work real good for you. So there we fucking go. All right. So where'd it go? Mixer. Did I just close it? Yeah. So Mixer's closing down. What do you got? You guys care about this? You weigh in on this at all? Do you care? Probably not.
What's closing down?
Mixer.
Is that Xbox's version of Twitch?
Yeah, so Mixer is Xbox or Microsoft specifically, but Microsoft. So a little bit of history on Mixer for people that don't know. Let me try and get past all these ads here to get this queued up. Boom. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, Mixer is like Twitch, right? And the thing about it was that Xbox was going to integrate it in their new what's the new Xbox called, Tovar? Is it just like the Xbox X or some shit?
Yeah,
that sounds right.
Say again, Doima?
Wasn't it like Xbox S1 or something like that?
It's like X something. Maybe it's like Xbox One X or something. There's something X in the title of this one because it's their 10th console. Like, they fucking added a bunch of like special edition ones to get to 10 so they could call this one 10. Really funny, FYI. But so what was happening was Mixer was
Xbox
like,
Series X.
Series X, yeah, I knew it was X something.
See, if they don't use that DMX song in the advertising for it, that's a lost opportunity. You know, X gonna give it to you. Anybody?
X gonna
No,
give it to
just
you.
me?
X gonna
Cool.
give it to you. X gonna give it to you. So here, what I'll do is I'll watch it. So the thing about Microsoft Mixer is that it was a giant competition to Twitch. What they did is they came into the market. It was kind of like the XFL. They came into the market and they just spent a bunch of money and then tried to go in, but they basically were too far behind. But where all of this gets really interesting is that they're closing Mixer and they're basically coming up with a co-deal with Facebook, and that's what Facebook's game pages are going to be. So they're selling the infrastructure they're no longer using, but the main thing that's crazy is like you have there's famous streamers on platforms like Twitch and Mixer, right? Like Ninja's the big one. Ninja left to go find Mixer, but all these people that were signed with Mixer, their contracts, they're just being released from contracts. So these people were getting paid billions of dollars to be on the platform for like 2 or 3 years, and now they only had to do it for like a year and a half, and they out. And
Good for them.
Here's the announcement, but this is gonna make Facebook really crazy, and I wonder how close we're getting to monetized videos on Facebook, because that will be a very interesting time in our society, because Facebook is very clearly censoring anybody that leans towards the right. So now you're gonna integrate an entire TV network into Facebook where they can edit anything they want. Like, it's just, this is how tools of propaganda start being enacted. So yeah, Mike Brudinski goes, I'm currently locked out of my Facebook. I've been there, buddy. That's why I do a lot of the Discord stuff now. I don't know. I don't like to bitch about Facebook all that much. I feel like what they're doing is garbage. And so I'm trying, that's part of the thing with the Discord. I'm just trying to move my content off their platform. It's not like, I'm not going to complain about it. Like, they get to do whatever they want. They're a private business. I would be a libertarian hypocrite if I was mad at them for the way they wanted to do their business. It's tough.
The big problem with Facebook is it's a monopoly.
Right. Well, not only is it a monopoly, but here's the thing about all monopolies. It's subsidized by the government. I mean, like, the thing I hate about monopolies is that they don't exist in a free market if everybody starts out at zero. Now, if you went completely free market with the infrastructure we have now, like, that wouldn't necessarily work because there's already monopolies in place. But they, like, the CIA paid them a shitload of money because they have access to their information. Like, that's the thing about Facebook. They dox you and give that money over to the feds. And then if you have any kind of conservative views that are conflicted with whatever the narrative on the left is, they will censor you. And I feel like there's a lot of Democrats that I know, like yourself included, Doima, where you probably don't get mad when these people get censored, but it's the whole they came for them and I did nothing. Now they've come for me and I can't do anything argument. You know, I mean, this is how we get some straight up 1984 propaganda stuff. It's already starting. The propaganda campaigns have been starting since the early 80s. And it's literally sensationalizing and weaponizing fear on the left and fear-mongering and xenophobia on the right. And they will just, it will just get worse and worse and worse. And Facebook getting a platform that they can turn into a profitable YouTube, that's not going to make the situation better.
I really want a new Xbox now, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Well, I think what's really interesting about the Xbox, Tovar, is that subscribe stuff. Like, that's really interesting to me.
I just started reading about it after, like, I'm just sitting here reading about this, everything it's capable of. It's crazy. Well, but the future is going to be crazy.
It's the payment thing. Basically, it's a cell phone. Like, what they're doing is they're laying down the foundation for making the next one cost over $1,000.
No, I mean, the thing is
maybe this one does. Because you notice how both of them haven't announced their prices yet?
They haven't, but from everything I was reading, they're going to be right around the $550, $600 price point. And then,
right, and I call bullshit to that because that was the price point of the last console, and I just don't believe that.
No, well, the last console was $400 to $450 was the release point. I'm just reading about it. The other thing
wasn't the like PlayStation, Xbox, weren't they like $5.99 when they came out?
Maybe I think they were $4.99 actually.
Okay.
I think so. I think they were like right at 500 actually.
I thought they were right at 600, but yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Xbox. I don't know about PlayStation, but Xbox is also I think gonna launch a like iPhone did, where they launched their iPhone X and then they released the less than premium version. So
Sure.
they'll have their flagship, and
Their
then
digital
one
one,
that's a little
right?
bit cheaper. Yeah. Yep.
Because the only thing, like, PlayStation's doing that too, where the digital one just doesn't have a CD drive.
Yes, correct.
Or
Which I'm
whatever.
fine with. Honestly, I would buy one without a CD drive.
I am not. I would never own a console
Right.
without a CD drive.
We game differently.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't remember the last time I bought a hard copy of a video game.
All I buy are hard copies.
Yeah.
I'm with Corey on this one. I gotta have the drive.
Well, it's not even about
Yeah,
that.
I get it. You guys are all 40-year-old men. They were gaming in the past.
No, you don't like the reason I do it. The reason I do it, bitch, is because I beat a game in a week and a half, and I can go get money back for it. You don't get $30 or $40 back immediately for beating a game you bought on digital.
Yeah, but if you were really that good, then you could just get Game Pass, and then you'd have access to like 40 times the games that you do now, and it wouldn't really cost you anything.
But the way I do it right now, I don't have any monthly subscription, and it works fine. It basically makes any game I want to play around $10.
Well, your monthly subscription is the game that you buy, and that's honestly so. You're telling me that you're saving maybe $5 a month to game like an old man. Congratulations.
Yes. Yeah, that's $5 a
For
month.
me, it's like
That's like 2 extra games a year, bro. But you don't care because you have an Xbox, so you don't have that many games to choose from. I get it.
Not
It's
at
fine.
not at the rate that I can play.
I mean, that's fine. I have more to do with my life than just sit around and play video games. Burn!
Oh, that's
where's my
what it
oh
comes
shit
down
button?
to.
Hold on.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you can't come at me anymore, dude. I'm a fucking daytime nerd now. I got my 9 to 5, bro. Or 10 to 1. Shh.
I just like it. I use it for my Blu-ray player too.
Yeah, I don't know. Here's the thing about that. Like, for me, honestly, like, it legitimately, what I do is I will buy a game and I will beat it, like, right away. And then I will go trade it in. And then later on, I'll buy it if I want it back again, which, to be fair, is not many games. And so, like, I end up, like, the games I really like, I end up playing when they're brand new and owning them from a collection standpoint for about $15 to $20. Which I enjoy. But it is convenient. I'll tell you where Tovar's absolutely right, and where I fucking hate it is like midnight when the game comes out, because a lot of the times, like, it used to be your GameStops would have midnight releases, but now, like, it has to be like one of like 5 games to get them to open their doors.
This happened with Red Dead. I was playing.
Yeah,
like
yeah, no, it did. Yeah,
4 or
you were
5
playing.
hours
You were
before
playing it. You were going to bed after playing it all night when I was just getting up to start the fucking loading. And that's the other thing too. The downloading speed now maybe is okay, but like when consoles first started doing that digital shit, like their side of it just wouldn't give you the fucking game fast enough.
Well, in my game, my internet is so fast here that I could grab a 2 gig game in under 5 minutes.
Yeah, but what's a 2 gig game? Most games are like 20, 30 gigs now.
Okay, so I downloaded Sea of Thieves like 6.5 minutes.
Right, but that's an app. That's an independent developed game. Like, what's a big, like, what's the like how big is GTA? That's like 50 gigs.
So if I wanted to download GTA, it'd probably take me about 15.
About what?
15 minutes.
And then yeah, I mean that would take me substantially less to load onto my computer.
It would take you less than 15 minutes to load it, like load everything and the updates on your computer.
Well, I would still have to like download it, and I'd still have to install it, like because we're not talking installing,
yeah.
We're just talking downloading, right?
Well,
The actual
the
copying
download
over, the
install
actual
time is the
copying
same.
over of the files takes like a minute, and then it goes into the installation.
And the thing about Xbox is that like 6 minutes into the download, I'd be able to start playing the game because that's the way they do it.
That's
yeah,
really
you don't
cool.
have to have
That's cool.
You don't have to have the whole game downloaded to start playing.
Yeah, but I mean that, you know, check it out. That makes sense to me because Microsoft was a technology company. I mean, Sony is a headphone company, you know, so it's like it makes sense that their network would be a little bit better. My only problem with the Xbox has always been the game library, and I turned my back on them on the Xbox 360 with the Red Ring of Death. I had 2 Red Ring of Deaths, and I vowed I would never buy another console.
That was 10 years ago, bro. Come on.
But I'm brand loyal. In that 10 years, Sony has never fucked up on me, and they continue to release on average 6 Game of the Year that are console exclusives.
Yeah, and the thing that is the turning point for me is that I realized that I could make you get games like and GTA for PC, and you could just play me on.
Well, that's
UFC
right, and that, I mean, that's the more Like, to me, like I would much rather have a Sony and buy Forza for my computer than buy Grand Theft Auto. Or, Gran Turismo. Like, that's when Gran Turismo comes out, I'll probably just buy Forza for my computer. Because I don't really, like, Gran Turismo's okay, but I mean, like, Forza's the best, you know? And that's the thing. I think it's just because you're such a gearhead. Like, I think that if you didn't like Forza as much, you would be more open to how much better of a system the PlayStation is. Now, the network stuff seems like Xbox is better, and the cross-platform, the way that they did with Windows 10 specifically, and made it so you can run an app and treat it like an Xbox is pretty cool. I'm not going to deny it. But, like, again, for me, it's like Last of Us 2, God of War, Event Horizon, Spider-Man. These are games you can never play on that console. And those are 4 of the best games I've played in the last 2 years.
Yeah, that goes back to you and I liking totally different video games.
Sure. But even Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto was console exclusive for the first 2 years it was out.
Console exclusive? Are you kidding
Yes,
me?
absolutely. And it will be, the next one will be too. All GTAs are console exclusive to PlayStation. What happens is after about a year and a half, the contract wears out, and then they give them that. All of the Grand Theft Autos.
They both have a GTA thing for the release date, by the way.
But the release date of that one is a port of the old game. It's not a new Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, but PlayStation isn't getting a new Grand Theft Auto.
No, the new Grand Theft Auto will be on PlayStation.
Sure.
It's not a launch. It's not a launch title though.
What I'm saying is it will be on Xbox as well. Like,
it will not. It is a console exclusive to PlayStation.
Okay, I don't think so.
I mean, that's fine. I'll send you some links, bro.
As far as I know from everything I've read, you will get PlayStation does get like I think there is a couple PlayStation only releases like clothing and maybe a car that you can get, but there will be a consecutive launch date with
the new, but the new one's the old PlayStation. The one that's in development right now is only for the PlayStation, to my knowledge. And all the Grand Theft Autos for about a first year are only on PlayStation. Every single one they've made.
Yeah, okay, I'll look into that and double check that for sure.
Sure.
But the one that's coming out, because I've read so much,
I don't even think any of them besides the last 2 are even cross-platform. Like, I think it's only the last 2 that they started even having them on Xbox. Because I know, like, San Andreas wasn't on Xbox.
No, I had a friend that was playing San Andreas on Xbox. I had a friend that was playing 3 on Xbox, I want to say. The original Xbox did have a GTA release.
That must have been way after the fact as a port, though, because like that was like one of the biggest selling points for San Andreas. I'll Google it right now. I got the internet right here. God, isn't life great?
Hey, Corey.
Yeah.
Have you started Last of Us 2 yet?
No, I have not. I don't have 4 days to waste yet.
First and foremost, I'm about 4 hours in, and it's phenomenal. Like, the graphics on it are amazing. The way that they've done this, I really enjoy it. But I enjoyed the first game a lot.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto is a PlayStation 5 exclusive. I will post the link in Discord. They are all Grand Theft Autos start out on the PlayStation first. It's in the show page if you want to go read it. But the ones that are on launch is Grand Theft Auto 5, and that's just a port of the old game, and that one will absolutely be on all consoles. But the 6, the new one they're designing, like all of the Grand Theft Autos, is a PlayStation exclusive. Let me double check about the last one, though. What do you say, Grand Theft Auto 5? Is that the last one out, Topher?
Yeah, that's the last one out, and it looks like they did release at the same time from what I'm looking at.
Because if Grand Theft Auto 5, that would be the only one they did that with then. But again, they weren't even on Xbox. Like, they must have done that when they ported over. Because I mean, it was a PlayStation franchise for a while. Like they never owned Rockstar, but Rockstar had an exclusive contract with them for it's like 1, 2, 3, Vice City, San Andreas, and 4, I believe. No, so 5, maybe 5 released on all of them. But 6 is absolutely being developed as a PS5 exclusive.
In 2013, they were both released at the same time for Xbox and PlayStation, and I'll find the article and link.
No, I believe you on that.
Sure.
That's the one that I'm.
But
that's the one that I'm not
GTA
sure of. Because I was actually, the thing about that one was that that was when I got my PS3 stolen, right?
Right.
And so I got a PS4, and they released it for PS3 after the PS4 was out. So I never had that game till it was ported to the PS4.
PS4. As far as I can read, and like I said, I'll find this link and reshare it for the next.
Just throw it in the
GTA.
show page.
Okay, yeah, I will.
Any of the links,
but-
any of the links that we talk about on the show, just go ahead and throw on that show page.
For sure. But what I was looking at before, like I said, I'll find the link again.
Yeah.
But it was saying that they're going to release the next generation of GTA on both consoles, but PS5 might get a little bit more like opening day content.
But so what I've read, and like I would say, like read into that what I know about it, right? As somebody, like, because I love GTA, I buy them when they come out. It's a great game. The day that they launch, Xbox and PlayStation, right? PlayStation and Xbox will both have a port of Grand Theft Auto 5, and there's specific DLC content that's only going to be available on the PlayStation, right?
Correct.
Grand Theft Auto 6 is already a Sony signed exclusive game that's in development, but won't be around for another year or two. It's not going to be a launch title.
Right. Well, that's what we were just finding out.
Yeah. No, that's what I told you. I mean, I was saying that early on. I didn't know that 5 had released on both consoles. What's the one before that?
It's not San Andreas. It's
4?
I don't remember. It might have been San Andreas.
Hold on, let me see. Left Auto franchise.
It's 4.
Is it? Okay. Let's see here. Why isn't there a Grand Theft? Like, there's a Grand Theft Auto Wikipedia, but how come there's not a Grand Theft Wiki? Let's see. 4. Huh. That's funny. It doesn't say the council on the Wikipedia thing, but the first thing it says is, this game is largely known for its controversy involving mothers against drunk driving, criticism of the ability to be able to drink and drive. They mad, bro. So let's go here.
Oh, well, I think the thing that you read was from March, and the article that I'm reading suggests that GTA 6 was going to be an exclusive PS5 release.
Oh, so maybe they changed that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So,
Four was also dually released on both consoles, but all the rest were PlayStation.
6 would be so all of this is from April.
So, I mean, again, here's the thing. That article that I posted was the one that I had read like a while ago. That might not even have been the one, but I mean, when I looked into it, it was a while ago. So maybe they changed it. I don't know. It's possible. Whatever. Either way, I gotta go. Thank you guys for joining. Tovar, tell them where to find you.
You can find me this Friday on Facebook with Friends.
Word. Hooray to me says, I want to watch you guys be Stray Cats. Yeah, that Stray game looks super rad. Producer Mikey says, looking forward to GTA. What type of shit's going to do? Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if they'll have riots. They probably will, right? All right. Tovar, tell people where to find you.
I'm with Friday with Friends. This 6 p.m. Central Friday on Facebook.
Awesome. Tovar, tell them where to find you.
I don't remember.
Doima, tell them where to find you.
Find me on the Awful Service podcast, available on all streaming platforms.
All right. We didn't even get to Tom today. Poor Tom. So you know what? I'm gonna slam call him right now, just to get him on. All right, guys. You guys mute up, and yeah, if you go into the Discord, which like here is, oops, hold on, I made that better link and then I lost it. I gotta go to Nightbot. Hold on. You know what? I'm gonna do that right now so I don't forget. That's so funny that I did that. I'm an idiot. All right, let's do this. Invite. And there we go. Invite. Invite. I know this must be just riveting to watch, right, guys? Fuck. There we go. And now, so we don't forget, go over and edit that into Nightbot. Yeah, so that must be what that is that link doesn't work because it was used too many times. So, submit. Okay, so try it now. Here we go. Boom. So that link should get you into the Discord. We got all the stuff in the show page. We got all that stuff. Yeah, this has been a pretty good one. Again, come on in. Show talk. We got all that stuff. I might be on later. If you need any help with Discord, don't hesitate. Hit me up. I will show you. There's video games in there. There's forums. There's all kinds of fun stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to go to Corey Adam Comedy at Venmo and donate. Everything you give helps. Yeah, pretty rad. I was gonna call Tom real quick, wasn't I? Nah. You know, it's too late. Let's go to the end phase. Whee! All right. Also, don't forget tonight at 6 p.m. I will be on the Steel Toe Corey shows on the Steel Toe Show Network. So come on in and watch that. You guys have been awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we didn't really get to the Mixer talk, but I feel like it just devolved into what it was going to be, which is totally fine. I'm okay with that. So, whatever we got to do to get to doing it, that's how life works. What do you want over there? Oh, yeah, here we go. All right. You guys have been awesome. And again, we do this. So now we are here every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So yeah, smash that follow, smash that subscribe, go to Venmo, go to PayPal. Don't forget to head over to our Discord. We'll be there hanging out. There's game rooms. There's all kinds of fun shit, man. This is going to be crazy. You guys have been awesome. We will see you tonight and then over at the Steel Toe Show and then tomorrow. You guys are awesome. Have a great night.
Down the microphone above his hip. He did his upper fools and he never took no lip. An adversarial libertarian